Hello everybody! Welcome to a very special community game edition of Tales from the Golden Bough. I'm TormentedByGnomes, I'll be your Dungeon Master this evening, and joining us are 4 members of the Casters and Castles community. They're always hanging out in chat in our Discord server. Super happy to have them with us. We've got 10110111010, aka Binary, Acer, Ixtapa, and Nomedz. Welcome everybody, glad to have you with us. Also, I'd like to apologize for accidentally banning Ludicrous Cheeseburger with an incorrect mouse click. Hope you're still out there. I unbanned you. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and give our community guests a chance to introduce themselves, and then we're going to launch right into the adventure. So let's go ahead and start off with Binary. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, yeah, I'm Binary guy, and I work as a game developer for a company, and I am usually hanging around Discord, and that's about it.
Awesome, glad to have you with us. Acer, welcome to the stream.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. I'm Acer. I work in TV and film, so therefore I have not been working a lot in the last little while, so more time for Dungeons & Dragons.
Yay? With a question mark on it? Glad to have you with us regardless. Ixtapa, welcome to the stream.
Hey chat. This is my first time playing D&D, so please be kind. You can generally find me hanging out in the Castle Discord discussing topics like how many good berries would it take to fill a portable hole, and just generally trying to learn from people like Gnomes and Matt and all the other smart people around in our Discord.
The portable hole full of good berry jello is going to happen at some point. All right, and last but not least, Nomedz, welcome to the stream.
Hey, thanks for having me, Joe. I'm Nomedz. I'm an electrician by trade. I'm a longtime fan of the channel, first-time player, so I'm really excited to be here tonight.
Yes. All right, I'm just going to boost some of our guests' volume here just to make sure everyone can feel good. It would not be, you know, I still need, we got a new, Chris made another emote for the channel that just says scuffed. And I really need to upload it for times like this. All right, everyone's volume is updated. We should be good to go. Let's get started. Today's adventure takes place during the war in the Northern Kingdoms. The last king of Galadron is dead. With the end of the line of kings, some nations that were conquered by Galadron long ago and have struggled ever since are reaching out for their own freedom and fighting a war for domination over the north. It is this war that inspired the quest for the Book of Dawn to seek out a long-lost heir to the throne of the Kingdom of Galadron, assuming that, you know, the reinstatement of the monarchy will, of course, solve everybody's cultural differences in the area. That's always how that works. But in the meantime, armies of Vercinget and Galadron have fought across the north, and in recent history, the terrible dragon of Shardalon has emerged into the mortal world, adding further to the chaos and destruction. But many innocent folk, common folk, just trying to get by, feed their families, are caught in this struggle. And outside of one such hamlet in the open fields of Vercinget, a battle recently raged. And armies from both sides lay claim to this village. So soldiers from both sides lay claim to their livestock and their grain. Armies, large armies on the move, usually forage for supplies. And by forage, I mean take people's stuff to feed themselves. So this small village has been devastated by the war. And to make matters worse, a terrible battle took place with mass carnage on both sides. And ever since that occurred, unholy things have been rising from the earth. The dead crawl with maggots, and though normally swarms of brood flies would emerge from these corpses that strew the battlefield, pecked over by the crows and the vultures, these maggots writhe in the bones and bring them to life. Nobody's sure if these are a form of undead or some other abomination, but the local healer in the village, Francois, she believes that this is due to an ancient artifact that lies beneath the village's graveyard. For this place has been inhabited for many, many years. The village that now stands on this site is not the first habitation. Long ago, in the time of the demonic Imperium, when Uzul and his cohort of infernals reigned over the world and empires dedicated to their worship flourished and spread across all of Anacra, this place was inhabited then as well. When Romius, the son of Arakura, wrote his name on the emerald tablets and banished the infernals to the underworld, the empires that served the infernals collapsed, eventually replaced by the kingdoms and nations of today. So, Francois, the village healer, believes that underneath the graveyard lie catacombs and tunnels, and that something evil has been awakened by the carnage. You, as noble adventurers, have been called upon to delve beneath the graveyard, find the source of this evil, and eradicate it. Each of you may have your own motivation for going on this quest. You may be motivated by the opportunity to help the needy and the oppressed. You may be motivated by the opportunity to delve into forbidden and unholy knowledge. You may be motivated by the opportunity to kick down the door, kill monsters, take their stuff, and get experience points, to each their own. But the four of you have gathered to undertake this quest, and when our story begins, you have already entered the catacombs beneath the graveyard. Before we proceed, let's take a quick look at chat to see what's going on. All right, so far we've had 7 subscriptions. So we are 3 subs away from an act of God, and yes, we are doing acts of God in this. What else we got? We have inspiration for the first person who attempts to yeet. We have treasure from NWC Tim. So let's just go ahead and get started with that immediately. While I'm figuring out this treasure, does anybody have any questions?
No, but I did want to thank some people's who helped me make my character sheet the past couple
Absolutely.
days, because I was so lost, man. So some guy helped me out for a long time yesterday, actually, which I appreciate. So I wanted to say thank you, and so did Acer and some other people. But yeah, just wanted to say thanks because I was struggling.
It can be a bit much at the beginning. Thank you. All right. So we have 2 treasures on the field. Could I have each of you roll 1d20? The 2 highest results will get to roll for treasure. And these are small items that you've picked up during the course of your adventures. Ixtapa with a 16. Nomedz with a 13.
Dude, let's go.
We have our first natural 1. Do a slash in front of the R.
Right.
No worries.
Well, good thing you're getting it out of the way right now.
Exactly. And a 7. All right. And I think I saw another treasure pop in. Yeah, we got 2 more treasures. So treasure for everybody. All we've done is determine the order in which we will roll. So let's start. Ixtapa, roll 1d100, please.
I never know whether this is a good or bad thing.
All right. You start the adventure with an additional potion of healing.
We'll take that.
It heals 2d4 plus 2 health, if I recall correctly. Nomedz, roll 1d100. Run it back. 60. What's your class, Nomedz?
The cleric rogue.
Everything. Let's do a... Ooh. Let's do a scroll of fireball.
All right, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, which I don't know if you're precisely attuned to wizard spells or the fireball spell, which is part of why I gave it to you. It'll be more fun if there's a chance of a mishap. So, let's do... We are 2 subs away from an act of God, if my math holds, by the way. 2 subs away from an act of God.
Nice.
All right. Acer, roll 1d100. 49. You start the adventure with a potion of growth,
Okay.
allowing somebody to become, I would say huge, but large which makes it more effective in combat and really helps with blocking tight spaces. Last but not least, binary. Roll 1d100.
1d100.
11.
Okay.
You start the adventure with a potion of greater healing.
Yay.
We have two
Potion.
more. So we have two possible sources of inspiration on the table right now, folks. We have first person to attempt to yeet, and first person to speak the name of an infernal or sovereign, or other creature who might hear its name being spoken.
How do we attempt to?
How do you attempt to yeet? Well, all right. So picture a creature in the game, right? Just picture a creature. Now yeet it.
I see. It seems so simple now.
Of course.
And disadvantage to see if the infernal / sovereign heard you. You know, that's not technically a d20 roll most of the time, but I'm going to allow that because it's funny. All right. As you delve into the catacombs beneath the graveyard, I need to know a little bit about each of your characters. So why don't you give us a description of your character, and then, most importantly, what kind of light source you have. Starting with binary, tell us about your character.
Okay. So we have Vagoon, and he is a 7 foot 8-inch tall bugbear. He has leather armor, and he has quite a few scars. He has a pretty cool special glowy sword that works as a light source, and he also has a bunch of severed heads around his belt because
Metal.
he likes that. And yeah, that's about it. And for light source wise, he has dark vision.
All right.
And he also has a hellfire weapon, which does something. It sheds dim light in a 5 foot radius.
All right. Done and done. Next up, Acer, tell us about your character.
This is vegan. Did I miss that?
Yeah.
Vegan. Yeah. Yes. Let's go with vegan.
But what is he? Is he a fighter?
Oh no! Oh, sorry, I didn't mention that. I should probably said that. He's a rogue assassin.
Rogue assassin. Okay, cool.
Stabby
guess-
stabby.
Mm-hmm. Super sneaky, 8 foot tall bug rat.
I guess that's a little bit of moving though, because our characters wouldn't know that. But anyway, sorry. My character is Alodia Heartsong. It is a very flowery stage name. That is not her real name. She is a bard. She has spent most of her life at the Bard College. She's kind of a bit of a Hermione. She's very good at book learning, and she's kind of not very worldly. And she's used to being very good at everything, but then the Bard College started having these poetry slams, and she got slammed pretty hard, especially at her lack of experience. So she's out for glory so she can write magnificent poems about her deeds and accomplishments, so she can get back at her arch nemesis, who slammed her particularly hard and was really, really mean to her, and now she's just horribly insecure and motivated by spite.
Let there be finger snaps in the chat. All right, excellent. And then, does your character have dark vision or low light vision?
She is a human. She does not. So I imagine she just has some torches because she doesn't have any special cool weapons.
All right, I will give you a torch.
Thank you. Maybe one extra. I think she'd be very planny, and would always have a backup.
All right. And grant that light radius. Done and done. Next up, Ixtapa, tell us about your character.
So I am going to be playing Ned Opengriff. Ned is a human fighter that has a tragic story. He is the son of famous warrior Gordius Opengriff in the Vercinget army. Ned has actually set out on his quest just a few weeks ago to find his younger brother Ted. Ted had always dreamed of following in their father's footsteps and joined up with the Lord's Guard at the age of just 12 after Ned and Ted's parents were killed in an incident with the Dragon's Eva. Ted was on a routine patrol to collect taxes from their hometown of Kermere on the shores of the Lake Sealak when he went missing. Some say that Ted and his patrol were slaughtered by a band of outlaws led by a river dwarf, but Ned refuses to believe that this is true. He knows his younger brother is out there somewhere and will stop at nothing to bring him home safely. And Ned will take any kind of quest, any mission that leads him closer to finding out more information about his brother's whereabouts.
I should not be laughing during this tragic backstory, but I kind of am. Oh, good. That's gonna be an awkward conversation. All right, and what is Ned using for a light source?
Ned is human fighter, so he has torches.
All right, then I'll go ahead and take care of that. And Nomad, tell us about your character.
Hey, my character's name is. Am I? No, I'm good. My character is a half elf. He is Melchorus Elivo. He is a cleric rogue. My character started as an acolyte. He's always been obsessed with gaining knowledge and studying and researching. So being an acolyte, it was an easy transition. He was accepted as a god of Nish, I believe, the fire titan, to my understanding. That one seemed fairly close to knowledge, because when I was looking through them, it seemed there was beginnings. So Melchorus went around and he started going out, and rather than just reading knowledge that was there, he wanted to be the person that would go out and get knowledge back to temples, just uncover secret lore and whatnot, and just any kind of knowledge he could find. During his travels, he found that the world is a dangerous place. It's very difficult to get to places that have the knowledge that he wants to acquire. So he found that the skills of a rogue helped him out significantly to be able to get to the place. And as his god did not abandon him in this endeavor, and he still practices as a cleric of Nish, then does knowledge searching in Nish's name to find more knowledge and bring it back to him.
And all right, excellent. And what do you have? Low light vision? You said you're a half elf, right?
I'm a half elf, so I have low light vision, but I also have the light spell. So if anybody wants, I could cast the light spell on a weapon, armor, anything, on a torch rather than just lighting it.
Remember that you can only have that active in one place at a time. And what is the area of effect on that?
Till the spell ends, the object sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius.
Just bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light?
And then dim light in addition.
All right, excellent.
And it will last for 1 hour.
And it's a cantrip, so you can spam it at will. All right, your party is gathered. Let us venture forth. And then the moment we land, we have an active god.
Of course.
Whoa!
Thanks, chat.
Cool.
Where do I want to drop you? I will drop you here. You don't have vision. Light rate. All right, I'm going to make a couple of changes, and then I'm going to drop everybody into map. Any final questions before we do so?
I think we're good.
Excellent. There's I almost forgot, there's a little bit of Roll20 stuff that I have to do in order to make it so that chat can see what your characters. Otherwise, they end up looking at a completely blank space, which does them very little. Then I may need to do some additional tweaking to the dynamic lighting layer, acting a little funky. All right, so you enter the catacombs beneath the cemetery. And as I was afraid, you can't see anything. Give me a moment to tweak with the lighting.
It's okay. All we have to do is take the blindfolds off.
Hey! We fixed it!
Cool.
I had to, the button was not pressed. So I had to, press the button that does the thing. Alright. The catacombs underneath the cemetery smell of mildew and fungus and damp earth, and just generally, you know, stinkity-stinkitiness. As you enter... Ooh, the Dungeon Master got advantage. Thank you. As you enter the catacombs illuminated by your torches, your light spells, your dark vision, you can smell all sorts of foul odors. You hear gently dripping water. You also hear a strange, unearthly sound, like the sound of a campfire, but somehow more hollow. I would like everybody in the party to roll 1d20, please.
Hey,
Oh, natural 20. Oh, natural
God.
1.
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's just get these out. Let's just get these out of the way. All right.
Oh man.
Did we get... Yeah, that's everybody. Okay, so we have a natural 20 and a natural 1. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll to see which deity of Anacra is messing with you. If it's a boon,
Okay.
then it's going to go to binary with the natural 20. But if it's some sort of a bad thing, it's going to go to Acer with the natural 1. So
Oh god.
let's give this a shot. $97.
So they're gonna be really good.
That's
I remember
good.
these rolls from
Let's
Arc
go
1.
good.
That's not good.
No, it's good. It's gonna be great.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
that's
I don't
always
like
good
that.
when Joe laughs.
Oh, okay. The answer is yes. So, Acer and binary, each of you roll another d20 against each
Okay.
Can I go to my dice if this just is
other. No, we got to do everything where chat can see it. All right. All right, Acer, congratulations. You are filled with a conflux of chaotic energy that surges through you, filling your mind with new ideas and concepts. You gain inspiration, meaning that on a roll of your choice, you gain advantage. However, something else also happens. I need each member of the party to roll 1d10.
including me?
Yes, all 4 of you. Roll 1d10. 2, 3. Did I get that right? Yeah. 2, 6, 3, 0. 2, 6, 3, 0.
Uh-oh. I definitely don't
Oh,
like
I
that.
remember this table.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we haven't blown up the sun, so that's a good
Yeah,
start.
that's good.
Yeah, that's like 9999, isn't it?
We blew up the moon though.
No! Why?
This is fantastic.
No! No!
We blew up
Okay,
the moon.
Acer, roll 6d10.
Oh no.
Why? D10.
Oh my god.
We're all
Okay.
dead?
Uh,
Oh,
We've been just transported to another.
Alonia
blind.
Heart Song, every other person you see, every other member of the party vanishes.
Okay then.
What-
Unexpected.
What would you like to do?
Hello? I mean, are they still there? Are they invisible or are they just really not there?
You can't see them, can't hear them. You have any other senses? You can't smell them.
I just have perception, but
Roll a perception check.
okay.
Nope, they're gone. Natural 20 on perception, they are absolutely gone.
What's with these rolls? Okay. That's really strange. I feel like I probably shouldn't go forward into this scary maggoty cavern. I should probably maybe go back to the village and see if they are there. If this is just some sort of weird, stupid trick somebody's playing on me. Um, Yeah, because she's not particularly brave. She's not gonna go charging into the cavern. She's gonna go back the way she came.
Okay, takes you about a minute to get close enough to town to, see the town. And the fields are empty. Nobody is farming the fields. Nobody is in the town. You don't see anyone.
Is there sort of evidence that they were just there, like, fires going or, you know, something that just fell to the ground or
You don't see like tools dropped or anything, but it doesn't seem like any time has passed whatsoever. It's not like things have burned down or things have rotted, just everyone's gone.
I feel at this point she would probably have a panic attack.
Okay. How long would said panic attack last, and what would she spend this panic attack doing?
Hyperventilating and crying.
Okay.
Probably about 5 minutes.
Okay. 2 minutes later, all the farmers and the townsfolk just reappear, and they continue doing what they're doing. For everyone else in the party, with no warning whatsoever, Elodia Heartsong vanishes.
Can I make a knowledge
Where'd
arcana
she
check?
go?
You can make a knowledge arcana check, but all you have to work off is the fact that she was there a second ago and now she's gone.
Can I do a knowledge arcana check on any kind of spell? What kind of spells could be used in order, as like a trap, in order to teleport someone or to move someone to a different location?
Sure, roll it. $27. I mean, you've got options. You could have been grabbed by a creature that shunted her to the ethereal plane, though normally those creatures would have to manifest first in order to grab her. Could have been a rune that shifted you to another plane of existence. But again, normally those would include some sort of a visual signal. You'd see them like become more translucent, or there'd be a flash of light. This was completely clean, just one moment there, the next moment not there. Gone.
Okay. So there's no. So if like an arcane trap went, and there was a spell that they had, so like if the area was trapped, would there still be residual magic?
Yes.
Then I'm gonna ask the guys if they're okay with me taking the time to perform a ritual to cast detect magic.
That will take 10
Okay.
minutes. Is the rest of the party okay? Are Vagun and Ned
Wait.
all right with waiting?
Vagoon is gonna say, wait. He's gonna grab one of his heads. He's gonna ungag it, and he's gonna ask the head if he saw where the wizard went. Because he's missing a few screws.
All right. If there is a response,
Oh,
none
that
of
is
the
not
rest of
magical.
you hear it.
I think she went into the walls.
Oh, well, I can't help him.
At this point, Ned is just going to start lightly tapping on the walls because he's. This is not the stuff he's used to of people just disappearing, and yeah, he's looking for kind of traps and things on the wall, like anything that could have snatched Elodia away. He's a little worried right now about why one of their party members has just disappeared.
Roll an investigation check. 20. All right, let's see. I mean, that's a pretty good investigation check. And Elodia did get it. Actually, no, that wouldn't have applied. All right, so you find evidence that colonies of bats roost here. There's guano on the ground. There's actually a lot of bats in here. But they're all sort of scattered and nesting in the ceiling on various stalactites and in nooks and crannies, and they seem to be fairly harmless. But
I am going to take out one of my vials that I have. I'm going to scoop up some bat guano. That might help me cast that scroll.
Nicely done. All right, but yeah, you see no evidence of anything that could have abducted Elodia.
Then I'm happy if I think Ned is happy if Mel wants to cast a ritual to try and tell them what's happened.
Okay, because
So is Vagan.
here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that more than likely she either got teleported or she got transported to the real place. If she's teleported, then she could be anywhere in Anacra, and I have no idea. But if she's transported to the ethereal plane, it usually lasts a certain amount of time. So if she doesn't move too far away, yeah, she might just pop back. So if I cast Detect Magic, I'll be able to determine what sort of magic may be used on her to give us a better idea of what spell she was hit with.
All right. Mel gets out the various arcane accoutrements of Nis, the Titan of Fire, of the secret inner flame, lights some incense, draws the circle, begins the incantation in the primordial tongue. This is going to take 10 minutes. Elodia, after you see everybody reappear in the fields and a couple of people look over there like, are you all right?
Okay. That was weird. I think she would go to the first person that's closest to her, some guy in a field or somebody on the road, to just ask them what just happened and see if they knew that something happened or if it just happened to her.
Well, one moment I was tilling this here field, and the next moment, there you are, looking considerably de-stressed and just appearing out of nowhere.
Right. So nothing. So nothing funny happened. You don't feel kind of weird.
I mean, it's a little weird that one moment there was nothing, and then the next moment you was there. That's a little odd.
Yeah. Really weird. Okay. I don't remember anything in Bard College telling me anything about this. Well, actually, can I do an Arcana check and just, I don't think she can get specifically into the but just if she knows any creatures or anything that can do this to a person, just take them out of a place or take everybody else out of a place.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check. The nice thing about a bard is whenever you ask, can I make a whatever check, I'm usually going to say yes. 14. The problem is you have a lot of options, like in terms of what could work this sort of magic, but you don't know how widespread it was. It looked like everyone else completely vanished and then they all reappeared, and apparently to their eyes, you just appeared.
Okay.
I mean, fairy stuff could explain this, but you wouldn't know, like, it sounds vaguely fey, but you wouldn't know exactly what magic would accomplish this. The magic of the fairies is very, very, it's in flux, and it doesn't always play nicely by the rules, and oftentimes it's bound more by the nature of the fairy than specific magical laws. So it could be some sort of a vague fey connection, but other than that, like, that's just a theory at this point.
Yeah, and because this seemed really random and not particularly good or bad, I'm gonna just sort of try and put it behind me. And so everyone's back to their place. So I'm going to assume that the other three I was with are back to their place. So I will go back to the cavern and see if they're there.
All right. You walk down below in the middle of like this fiery circle as Mel channels the elemental powers, and everyone just sort of looks at you for a moment as you appear. The three of you see Elodia come back down beneath the catacombs looking rather flustered.
Ned is going to run over to Elodia and hug her and say, Elodia, thank the gods. I didn't know what had happened to you. We were so worried. Where did you go?
WTF. What the Fae? I don't know what happened. You guys disappeared. Everybody else disappeared. Then everybody else reappeared. I'm barely handling this. I don't know what it was, but it doesn't seem to have had any kind of malicious intent. It was just rando. I am going to look this up when we are done because I don't like not knowing what just happened. But I'm okay. Are you guys okay? Did anything weird happen to you? Is it just me?
Can I make an Arcana check on the thing you're saying?
You have an Arcana check wouldn't produce anything at this point. You've never heard of a magic that would do that, except like Time Stop which is incredibly powerful third circle magic, but even time stop, like everyone still exists.
Oh, I'm thinking the ethereal plane is what I'm trying to deduce, because it would make sense if she's in the ethereal plane, then she can still see everything, not necessarily us, but everything else, and then we wouldn't be able to see her. So that would be
It doesn't line up with your understanding of the ethereal, because in the ethereal, her vision would have been altered. She would have seen the world as this weird ghostly shadow of itself. That's not what happened here.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
Last person on Earth or I was the last person in Ankara for like 5 minutes. This could be an interesting story. Okay. I'm gonna write this down, just some notes down in my notebook. Some good story ideas. Some good.
What did you do with the 3 minutes and 18 seconds during which you were the only person in Anacra?
It was whatever. I didn't cry. I did awesome things. To be determined when I write the story.
We'll fix it in post.
Exactly.
All right. Well, what would the party like to do? You're in these catacombs.
I'm gonna start packing up my ritual.
All right. Starts cleaning up all the burning incense and the citron gems and all that stuff. The rest of you have multiple catacombs ahead. This place is home to bats. There's a foul smell. There's an eerie sound. And I believe... No, actually, yeah, at this point, never mind. I don't believe anything. What would you like to do? Let's go in order that we established earlier on. So, Binary, starting with you, what would you like to do?
Think I would like to walk towards the eerie sound.
Okay. It's coming from roughly like a southwesterly, southeasterly direction.
Okay.
We got a couple of tunnels as options at the moment, so
I'm gonna move this way, and yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna try to move. I'm gonna move over and try to towards the entrance of the one of the entrances.
Okay, yeah, you see the tunnel. It proceeds. There seems to be some sort of ancient trail. There's bits and pieces of bone lying around, the chittering of bats, all sorts of fun stuff.
Okay.
Are you good where you are? Do you want to move any further?
I think I'm good where I am. I'm gonna see what the other members do first.
Okay.
And then yeah, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna let everybody know that I'm wanting to go down this way, this path here.
Right. Acer, what would your character like to do? What would Elodia like to do?
If he's telling us he wants to go down this tunnel, I want to know why he's picking that particular tunnel. Not that I can see any tunnels from where I am, so maybe I should move up a bit. So there's a tunnel to the left and a tunnel to the right, kind of thing?
Yep. You've got 3 different directions, honestly, that you can go.
Oh, okay. Does any one tunnel look more well walked?
Yeah, there's sort of a trail that runs roughly north-south in front of you. It's old, and it doesn't seem like feet have been walked it recently, but you can tell where there's all sorts of fungus and stones and stuff. This path seems to be a little more clear.
And the sound is coming from the south and no sound is coming from the north?
No major sounds. You've got the chittering of bats, you've got the dripping of water, that sort of stuff.
Okay, well, let's check it out, but let's be cautious and just go a little ways, then sort of, wait and listen and look and oh, and I light my torch if I haven't already, because if I disappear or if everyone disappears in this tunnel and I don't have a torch lit, then I will be in pitch dark.
All right. Are you good where you are? Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
All right. Ned Ofengrith, where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
So one of Ned's kind of key kind of beliefs is that he needs to protect the people who aren't able necessarily to protect themselves. So he's going to tell Mel and Elodia to kind of get behind him, and he's going to kind of venture down this pathway just a little bit to try and see try and see more. So he's going to try and come down here and see if there's anything to be seen.
All right, well, you can see that while there's multiple other cave entrances, the path seems to bend towards the east, and perhaps there's some sort of an unearthly light, an eerie green tone emanating from this direction.
Okay, so Ned is going to kind of just move a little bit further to see if he can peek around the corner and kind of warn the party about what might be there.
Okay. Ahead of you, the path crosses a crevasse that descends down into unseen depths. Pale green torches burn at intervals around the area, and you can see more light emanating. And at the far end is a stone structure into which you cannot see, of ancient design, and blocking its entrance is a massive sheet of green fire. Almost soundless. A fire of this size should be roaring and crackling, but instead it's just this ghostly burning sound.
Ned is going to relay all of that information back to the party.
Okay. Now, Nomad, before you take your turn, I'd like to inform the chat that in addition to spike stones, pass without trace, plant growth, there's another thing that is on my DM shit list. And it's characters with an incredibly high tweaked out passive perception score. I can't help but notice that yours is freaking 23. I'm assuming this was by design. You're on mute, by the way.
Okay. It is now that I have a uncommon magic item, which I didn't know that I had before when I was doing character creation.
What was it
have
before you took that?
It was an 18.
Okay.
Now it is 23 because I have a Sentinel Shield. So Sentinel Shield, what it allows is while you're holding the shield, which I am holding the shield, I have my light spell cast on it, you have advantage on initiative checks and perception checks.
Right.
And so if you have advantage on perception, your passive perception increased by 5. If you have disadvantage on perception, your passive perception is lowered by 5.
I'm just gonna zoom in for the benefit of chat to see this absurd, disgusting, unholy number. All right. So with that number, as you're looking around, you notice something clinging to the ceiling, almost blending in with the cave wall, directly over Begun's head. A repulsive, bat-like creature darts from the Stygian darkness. Its body consists entirely of rotting sheets of stolen skin. Though its large eyes are glassy and lifeless, an unmistakably evil intent glimmers within them, as a toothless mouth spreads wide in hunger. Aside from the action-packed pieces of this description, this horrifying creature lurks directly over Begun's head. You notice it immediately because your passive perception is absolutely outrageous.
Alrighty. Can I use a bonus action with my cunning action to hide?
Yeah.
So take 5 steps forward and then hide.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'll take a hide check.
Roll stealth.
For stealth.
20 total against the creature's passive perception. All right, you're not entirely sure whether you've avoided detection, but with a 20, that's probably pretty good.
I'm going to take out my hand crossbow and take a shot at it, and then holler to the party, enemy above!
Okay, roll for initiative. Everybody.
Should I just roll initiative twice?
Yeah, roll twice, and we'll let you keep the better of the two. All right. Mel, did you roll twice? Yeah.
I did. I rolled 11 and
the first one didn't take, so I'm going to give you that upgraded initiative score. And Ned, it is your turn, but we're actually going to go ahead and give Mel the first shot because you did that thing. So roll an attack with your hand crossbow with advantage.
Okay.
20 total.
Does that hit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You shoot the horrible thing made of stolen flesh. The crossbow pierces it right through the... I don't know what the critical parts of a bat made of skin are, to be completely honest with you. Inflicting 19 points of damage. The creature splatters and dies, and its bits and pieces fall directly onto Vaegun's head.
Oh, what? What was that?
Gross. The answer you're looking for is gross.
Give me a moment and I'll examine it. As I lean over the body.
All right. Let's do initiative order from here on out. So, Ned, you just heard enemy above, thwack, splorch. What would you like to do?
Well, it sounds like there could be some things crawling around above us, so I'm going to lift my torch up and examine the ceiling around us to see if I can see any more creatures like that.
All right. You see lots of bats, but you don't see any creatures like that.
Okay.
What else would you like to do?
I am going to close back up with the party just in case anything else tries to drop on Vaegun's head.
All right, go and move up to 30 feet, which is 6 squares. Where you'd like within 30 feet. And I'm going to say that doing a perception check took your bonus action, so you have an action you can use if you...
I am going to ready an attack with my sword in case anything else drops around us.
Okay. Ready an attack. Mel, now that your initial surprise action went off, it's your turn. What would you like to do? You broke stealth when you fired your bow.
Is my crossbow bolt recoverable? Or is it?
It's expended because you hit a target.
Alrighty. Then I would like to examine this. What would be the appropriate knowledge check to examine?
Let's see.
For me.
Why don't you let's start out with an Arcana check.
Arcana. Oh, I have advantage. So take the first one.
Okay.
So a natural one.
All right. The creature... God, you've never seen anything like this before. You've never read about anything like this before. You are completely out of your... Okay, you're not out of your element, but you have no idea what this is.
Well...
It's not in the monster manual. I can tell you that much.
Haha!
Assist him with that check. I know I'm a little late on that, but could I assist him with that?
On your turn, I'll let you make your own check.
Okay.
Because the result of his check means he just has no... He got a natural one, so he's just completely lost.
So I can't make any other knowledge.
Correct. But on your turn, you can take it. I'm going to give you a bonus action to make that check, Nomedz. Meaning you still have an action and a movement left.
For the... I'm going to start moving then. Go... Nope, not that one. Yep, that one. Go 15 feet to there. I'm going to move 5 more feet to there. And then I'm going to use my action to stealth again.
Right.
Since I don't know anything about this thing.
Roll a hide
That's what I
check.
do.
An 8.
Woot.
Not the best. But I'm going to put a little ninja icon on you anyways. just to at least let us know that you are trying to hide.
Hey guys, how well am I hiding?
Everybody can clearly see him. He's just, you know... He's got his
good,
arms
my
up
friend.
cartoon style.
Very, very good.
I'm invisible. I'm like having my back against the wall. I'm all pressed up flat. I'm like, I'm invisible. Can you guys see me?
We can see and hear you.
What? Where is he?
But
My deception is flawless.
your self-deception is flawless.
Isn't that true of so many of us, though?
Confidence is key, okay?
Okay.
Right. Okay. It's
So-
not the key to invisibility, though. You do realize that. Yes.
I mean, I know that. You know that. But
Do
the
you know
enemies
that?
don't know that.
I don't think you know that.
All right. Well, you know, we got more of these awful creatures. They're popping out. One of them pops up down to the south. And it comes screaming out and it flies directly towards Alodia.
Fun.
And it's going to attempt to bite you. Have you taken a turn yet? You have not taken a turn yet. All right, so it's going to try to take a bite out of you. Rolls its attack. A 12. What's your armor class?
15.
You broke up a little bit, but it was higher than 12. I caught that much. So yeah, that's a whiff. And
What's your AC, Acer?
it was
It's
like
13.
yeah, it was
I got
some.
really excited because it beat the attack.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
Cheap. Another one comes flying towards you, but Ned, you had a readied action. Go ahead and make an attack with your weapon.
I'm gonna swing my longsword one-handed.
23. Absolutely a hit. You take a nice chunk out of it. The creature is bloodied, but it lives, and it's got enough movement to swoop towards you and strike. 7. I'm gonna guess that does not hit your fighter.
That does not.
Yeah, wild guess here. More of them pop up from around the corners, shrieking towards you. This one can fly all the way up. Oh, you know what? I should put it on the token layer so it's visible when it comes shrieking towards you. All right, again with the shrieking. It's going to come shrieking out of the darkness towards you, and it's going to attack the poorly hidden Mel, who has cover because of this hard corner. So +2 to your armor class as it goes for the bite. Any second now. Oh, hey, 22. Does that hit?
That does hit.
All right. I never know which parts of your characters are going to be just absolutely maximized. So on this one, it's perception and knowledge, but not armor class. It bites you.
AC's not too bad.
No, I assumed it wouldn't be. Roll a Constitution saving throw and take 7 points of damage.
Okay. 10. Whew.
Okay, great. Congratulations. You are not paralyzed, and it does not attach itself to your flesh.
Whew.
That being said, we've got more. They're popping out of the woodwork.
Uh-oh.
This one comes shrieking out, and it flies into position to flank Alodia, but does not have enough movement to actually make the attack. All right, do I have any more? Yeah, I got a couple more. Put them all in. Another one flies in from the darkness surrounding Ned. Another one flies in from the darkness. Now 3 of them are all shrieking and attempting to glom on to Ned's flesh to absorb it and make it a part of themselves.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately for me, though, I think that's all I got for the time being. However, their horrific cries are agitating the bats, who are beginning to chitter and form into swarms. Terrified, hungry. Hey, Goon, it's your turn. Let's get this dead skin bat off of your head. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna attack one of the bats. I'll attack the one that's already been hit.
All right, that one's right here. In order to reach it,
Okay.
you would have to leave this creature's threatened territory, which would let it make an attack of opportunity against you.
Okay, I'll attack that one
No,
then.
you can attack it because he has a feature as a bugbear that once per turn he can increase his range by 5 feet. with a
Oh
melee
yeah,
weapon.
I do have that actually.
That's right, you're
I can
Lanky
put
Kong.
I can
Mhm.
I can put the thing.
All right, great. Yeah, then you can use your Lanky Kong abilities to smack that guy right there, long-limbed. When you make a melee attack on your turn, your reach is 5 feet greater than normal. Okay, so go ahead and try to smack the one that's already injured.
Would this count as a surprise attack out of curiosity?
This would not count as a surprise attack.
Okay.
The surprise attack, if it hasn't taken a turn yet, or if it's unaware of your presence. You're not stealth, and I think it's only on the first round of combat that you get the assassinate.
Yeah,
feature.
it's if you surprise a creature and hit
Yeah.
it with an attack on your first turn in combat.
Right. It was not expecting to be smacked at this distance, but it's not surprised.
Okay, gotcha.
Now you do have an
Oh.
ally in range, so if you hit, this is a sneak attack.
Oh, okay. So this is a sneak attack?
Mm-hmm. You don't
Okay.
you don't get advantage, but you do get to turn on your sneak attack damage.
Cool. I'm gonna do that.
You know, I think as a level 5 rogue, your sneak attack damage should be better than that. What should that be, Nomad? It should be like 2d6, 3d6?
Should be 3d6.
3d6. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna just tweak that for you real fast. Roll an additional 2d6 and just add that to your damage because you have, you know what? It's unnecessary. You fragged the crap out of it.
Okay.
It was already dead, and it shrieks and shrivels as its flesh pulls in towards itself, and there's this unspeakable gasp noise as the Hellfire weapon does its dark work.
Whoop, whoop.
It's dead.
That's nasty.
Right now, you can
Nice.
you can also choose to move if you want. You have cover protecting you from this guy, so you can move away from him without provoking an attack of opportunity. But you don't have cover from this guy, so if you go anywhere outside of this creature's range, you will provoke an attack of opportunity. You like to move, or are you good where you are?
I'll move like just up beside Alodia, just one
Alright.
spot.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
real quick, Vagun, before you move,
Mhm.
You are a rogue, so you have cunning action. So as a bonus action on your, you can take dash, dodge, or disengage action.
Not
you take the
dodge. Not dodge.
No, not dodge. Sorry, hide. You can take the hide, disengage, and dash action.
So if you use
So-
your action to disengage, you won't provoke attacks of opportunity. You can move your full distance wherever you'd like.
I think I'll still hang out right there.
Valid. Stick back to back. It's a good strategy. All right. Well done. Next up, Alodia. It's your turn.
You know, I thought my first adventure would be kind of regal and cool and awesome and not so skin batty. Kind of gross. I'm not really happy.
Welcome to Anacra.
Yeah, I don't know why I volunteered for the cave adventure. But that's okay. It's fine. I am going to cast Bane.
Ooh, Bane. All right. And how many creatures does that target?
It targets. Oh, I can't cast this at a higher level. Well, then I can only target 3.
3 creatures. All right. Go ahead and point out your targets for me.
That one definitely. That one definitely. And let's go with that one.
Okay, great. They have to roll a charisma saving throw. Well, you know, skin bats, they are known for their charm. What's the spell save DC on your spells?
It is 14.
14. Okay, let's roll for some charisma saving throws for these skin bats. 3. And 2. All right. Yeah, they're baned. They're very much baned.
Gotta love those roll 20 mechanics.
Right?
Oh, and well, I guess if I move, they get an attack of opportunity. So, hooray! That's all I can do.
Well, they will have a -4 D4 on this attack of opportunity.
Yep.
And
That's the best we can do.
and if you move here, they won't get to attack you because you'll stay in their range. Your call, though.
No, I'm gonna hang next to the guy who looks like he might try to protect me.
Speaking of which, you can use Bardic Inspiration as a bonus action if you like.
I think I'm gonna save it.
All right. Holding on to that. Not a bad strategy. But Cavern of Lost Souls sound. Yeah, that'll work.
Is
Yeah.
it spooky, scary skeletons?
Oh, it's not that spooky. Nothing's that spooky. All right. Yeah, we'll put that on to give us some ambiance. All right. Next up, Ned. You are not surrounded, but you have 2 skin bats attacking you. What would you like to do?
So Ned is going to attack the skin bat that hasn't been baned and could potentially attack Mel first.
All right.
So this one.
Okay. I'm going to mark the other one with a little red sticker so we know it's been baned. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay. So going to take longsword one-handed again.
12. Does a 12 hit a skin bat? Everybody says, no joy.
Alright, he's going to use his second attack. on the same skin bat.
All right, roll again. 16 is much better. You inflict 6 points of slashing damage. It is not bloodied.
That is it for Ned for now.
All right. Mel, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to attack this skin bat. I'm going to drop my hand crossbow. So if you want to drop a token,
Yep.
I'm out. And then as part of my movement interaction, I'm going to take out my short sword. And then I'm going to make an attack roll against it. Do you have standard flanking rules, or do you have special?
I'll give you advantage for flanking.
Okay.
And
if that's the case-
you have cover from this guy, so I'm not going to give him an attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay. So I can move away without
Right.
without provoking attack of opportunity, without having to use a bonus action. Okay. Cool.
Correct, because you have
I'm
cover.
I'm gonna move there, and then I'm going to attack this guy. So advantage.
Yep.
Hit. Plus sneak attack. Short sword.
Shankity
19.
shank. 14 points of damage. You stab it. It dies. It shrivels up. It is no longer of this earth, and that's probably a good thing. Death to the skin bat.
Woot woot. And
All right.
then I will spend the rest of my movement to move here to just get in a pile with everyone else.
Okay. And your
Um,
bonus action, you can't really stealth there in the middle of nowhere.
no, if only I was a Lightfoot half. But no, yeah. So can I use a bonus action to stow my hand crossbow when I'm moving away?
Yeah, I'll let you pick it back up with your bonus action. That seems fair.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick it back. Then I'll use my bonus action, and
All right.
then that'll be my turn.
Excellent. Begun, it is your turn. Either of these hostiles you attack will be sneak attacks, not advantage, but they will be sneak attacks because you have allies adjacent.
Okay. I'm gonna attack that one
All right.
with the. There we go.
Look at those dice! Oh my god.
Oh, the critical hit. Oh
Some
yeah.
damage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, why don't you tell me what happens to this thing?
Well, he sneaks up, and he'll go and he wants to. He's a collector of heads, of course. So he goes and he tries to, in one quick move, he cuts off its head to add to his belt of heads that he likes. Yeah. Now he's got a skin bat to his collection.
All right.
That's great.
Yeah. I mean, it mostly seems to be stolen flesh from other things, and it doesn't really hold together once it's killed, but a little glue, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. He'll
All right.
figure it out.
Nicely done. You frag the crap out of it. You have a bonus action you can use as a rogue. You could disengage if you want to reposition yourself on the battlefield. We clean up some of these corpses for you. So if you disengage, you can move anywhere that you'd like without provoking attacks of opportunity, or you can hold tight. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna disengage here, I think. Even though that's probably right in front of 2, but that's okay. I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Easily done. You are clear of the fight. Elodia, it's your turn. 2 of the skin bats that are baned remain.
They merely adapted the darkness. You were molded by it, born in it.
Oh my.
What would you like to do?
Lydia's going to fight the impulse to moisturize and pull out her crossbow and shoot at the one right across from her.
Okay. At point blank range with a ranged weapon, you will take disadvantage to shoot it. You can either use it. Go ahead.
Can I back up and shoot it?
It will get an attack of opportunity, but it will take a minus 1d4 penalty on this attack.
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, great. I'm gonna roll my attack, and then you roll 1d4. If it's gonna hit, if it's like in danger of actually hitting. If it rolls just absolute garbage. Oh no! Wow, yeah, that's gonna hit you no matter what.
Oh, good lord.
Even minus 4. It rolled a 21. Minus 4 would be 17. That's a hit. You take 4 points of damage, so you can deduct that from your HP. And I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw. 15. Yeah, it does not attach itself and start stealing your flesh. Congratulations. So take that damage and then go ahead and step back. And you can move your full movement now that you're clear of its threatened area.
How far back do I have to be to shoot the crossbow?
Oh, you move 5 feet away. As long as it's not in melee range of you, you're fine.
All right. Eat pointy death, you horrible, really gross, unexpected monster.
Roll it.
Jesus.
Okay, so you have inspiration from the wild surge that was triggered earlier, if you'd like to use it, since I haven't told you whether or not a 3 hits.
No.
Okay. All right. We'll let it ride.
Joe,
Yes.
can you add a counter to Elodia and I? Since we saved from the bat skin poison, we are immune to it for the next 24 hours.
Ooh, neat. Good reading.
Yeah.
Unlucky for me, but good reading.
Thank you.
All right. So I'll go ahead and put that on you, and I'll put that on you. And now it is on to phase 2 of the combat when the skin bat's distress beacon activates, and the bats form into swarms and pop out of the walls.
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. I mean, I did ask for this, but I just didn't think it would be like this. Oh, God. Nobody talked about the bats.
All right, I'm just going to activate a bunch of these swarms real quick. Don't mind me, taking care of some quick business here. All right, cool. Took care of that. Let me just go ahead and roll these bad boys in. And I'm going to have to roll the skin bats in because I deleted the one I was using to keep track of their initiative. Not a clever man. So let me take care of that. Hashtag just roll 20 things. And let me roll these bat swarms in. Alright, cool. Ned, it is your turn. Swarms of bats are forming. And here they are.
Me.
What would you like to do?
I think Ned's first his first challenge is to deal with the 2 skin bats that are kind of around him and Mel and Elodia. So he's actually going to he's kind of going to step up to the plate. He's going to take a move, 1 square, recognizing there could be an attack of opportunity there.
If you're moving to here, correct? Just 1 square to your left?
Yeah.
All right.
1 square.
Because you're not leaving this guy's threatened territory, no attack of opportunity. Also, before we proceed, Elodia, you took a few points of damage. You took 4 points of damage, so I need you to roll a
Sorry.
another
Yeah.
Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on Bane.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20. Yeah, you're fine. You're just focusing all of your, if Force Lightning requires you to channel all of your hatred, Bane requires you to channel all of your mild annoyance and distaste. And you've got plenty of that for these things, so you're fine. Anyways, back to Ned. You move 5 feet to the left. You haven't triggered an attack of opportunity. Do your thing.
And now he's going to attack the one that he's just moved into range. So
Let him have it. 22 for 4 points of damage. Easy hit. Still alive.
And you're going to do that again.
Natural 20 for 15 points of damage. What happens to this thing?
So Ned is reminded of the times he spent practicing his swordplay with his father as a young child, and he's going to use the technique called the floating leaf. So as this bat kind of like tries to dart in and kind of bite and attach itself onto Ned, he's just going to slowly kind of drift from side to side until at the last moment he's going to step into its guard, into its range, and then just slash straight through it with his long sword. And it kind of falls into 2 pieces onto the floor.
Excellent. Be the leaf. You've taken it out. You've used 5 feet of your movement. You now have cover from this enemy, so you could move away from it without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Ned is actually going to step up to Elodia to try to protect her from the bats.
All right, go ahead and move.
And he's going to try and move to block both of the bats
Okay,
from Elodia.
good positioning. Mel, it's your turn. There's bats coming out of the walls. What would you like to do?
I am going to. Now, if I move to this position here, attack this enemy, probably this one.
You're breaking up a little bit, but you said, yeah, if you move here and
So
attack.
move here to attack this enemy because Bagoon is next to me. I would have to attack, or not advantage, but I would get sneak attack.
Correct.
Okay.
Because you
going
both
to
threaten this target.
I'm going to. So I'll move 10 feet here, and then I will make a standard attack roll against him
All right.
with my short sword.
With your short sword, roll it. 23. Where's the +1 come from? You don't have bless on right now, right?
I should not have bless. I put bless instead of sneak attack on.
Well, okay, it's fine. Roll your sneak attack damage because a 23 is, fun fact, enough to hit.
If
If you just click sneak attack, it should roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to click it. I gotta click the weapon damage. Okay, so 14 damage.
All right, 14. That's exactly enough to kill it.
Woo!
Well done.
Then
Another
I will
click.
use my bonus action to disengage, and I will move back.
Okay,
That's 15 feet movement for the turn. I'm just gonna end right there.
good enough. Onward come the bats. So the bats are swarming, answering the hypersonic call of the skin bats, falling under their sway. They move at a speed of 30 feet, so they're going to come shrieking from the darkness. Cheap. Going to swoop down here. This one's going to swoop over here, and it's got enough movement to attack Elodia. So, and then these two are both going to attack Ned. This one's going to attack Elodia. I'm going to finish moving all my pieces. This one will attack Mel. This one will fly to here and attack Mel. This one will, let's get the skin bat out of the way. This one will fly here and attack Vagoon, though Vagoon has cover. This one will fly here and attack Mel. So far, everybody has enough. Yeah, let me just double check this. This one doesn't have enough movement. No, this one has enough movement to attack. So far, all the swarms I've moved have enough movement to also attack. I think the next ones are not. So you know what? I'm just not going to move them yet. I'm just going to handle all of these ones, and then we'll go from there. Yep. All right, cool. 2 of them attack Ned. Now, they actually have to enter your square to attack you, so I don't think you can be attacked by multiple. I'm not positive that's how that works, but we're going to go with it for the time being. So, one of them is going to swarm all over Ned and attempt to bite the crap out of you in a frenzy. Does a 19 hit you, Ned?
A 19 hits.
You take 6 points of piercing damage. Elodia, they swarm all over you, chittering and screaming. A 14 hits, you take 6 points of damage. Mel, they are on you. Everything disappears in a swarm of just fluttering. This, in another world, this could be your superhero origin story. As it is, you're just going to get bit by a bunch of bats. An 11, I'm going to say that misses.
Yes.
Vagoon, a swarm of bats attacks you.
Okay.
A 12. Does a 12 hit?
No, I believe not. My armor is 15.
Yep, it has to meet or
Okay.
beat. So if they got a 15, they could do damage. And I'm just gonna move a couple more swarms in here for good measure. Don't mind me. Just roll it on up. One will dash. This one will also dash. And yeah, cool. So this is the new situation. Vagoon, what would you like to do? There's bats just everywhere.
Are these bats skin bats or normal bats?
These are normal bats. They've been agitated by the call of the skin bats.
Okay. Is it possible for me to attack this skin bat like right in front of me?
Yes, I'm going to give it cover because there's a whole bunch of bats in the way, but I
Yeah.
will let you attack. It will not be a sneak attack, however.
Okay.
Not in range of any friends.
I will go for an attack against that guy. And
Got the swarm that's attacking you?
no, the skin bat, sorry.
All right.
Or
No
yeah.
worries. A 19 is a hit for 8 points of damage. You bloody it. But you do not kill it.
Okay. And then I will try to disengage, I guess, to somewhere else.
That will work. Go ahead and move up to your move speed, moving through the bats as you just sort of swat them out of your way, diving for up to 30 feet.
Okay, I'll go there.
All right, go ahead and move yourself.
Sorry,
Excellent.
Mel.
It's all good.
All right, how many skin bat? I think we only have one skin bat left. Well, you know, just for giggles, it's going to attack the person who just smacked it through its swarm of buddies, and someone who incidentally hasn't rolled a saving throw against his poison yet, completely unrelated. It's going to move up and attempt to adhere itself to your flesh, but with a 10, it just sort of flies past you. No joy. And that's it for the skin bats. Elodia, there's a lot more bats. There's so many bats right now. There's just tons of bats.
Envisioned it. There were far less bats in my fantasies of heroism. many less, like 0 bats.
This doesn't match my headcanon at all.
I'm wondering if she would know, and this is kind of a Hail Mary. She does possess a small pair of bongo drums and a lute. Is there any way these bats would respond to, say, vibration, or like maybe I can't make a sonic sound with my lute, but I can play the high C over C. Is there anything I could check to have an idea if that would work? Like, or is it just out and out just a ridiculous?
Roll nature. Roll a nature check.
Nature. I'm sure I've got a really high nature check. Holy
21. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but there's definitely a tune you could play that would at the very least disrupt them, and if you can wipe out the last skin bat, might persuade them to leave. You're gonna have to roll a performance check to pull this off, though, and it's a pretty tough DC.
My performance is pretty good.
Right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna try.
Go for it.
At least, so if I do it, they're gonna hang around, but maybe not be as aggressive, or will they still be aggressive as long as that skin bat's still alive?
You're gonna give them disadvantage on their attacks if you pull this off, and then when the skin bat is killed, you continue it, you might get rid of them.
Can I use inspiration for this?
Yeah, if you want, you can make your performance check and then decide after you roll it if you want to use your inspiration.
Okay.
So if you just click on, go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, you got a 14. Roll again. Oh my god, a 9. This is
Oh no.
super unlucky.
I hurt all over.
Super unlucky. Yeah, you feel like back in your element in the middle of the coffee shop, back at the Bard College. You could have nailed this note, but less so completely surrounded by bats who are just chittering. You know, like you're trying to go for it, but it's hard to get the breath control right when there's bats. So no joy this round, but the theory is still solid. You can try again next round.
Okay.
All right. Next up, back to the top, Ned. There's bats everywhere.
Yep. So I think Ned is going to start just by trying to attack the bats that are attacking him.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use? So I have dueling as a fighting style. Can I use that if I'm also holding my shield?
Can you post the description? If you if it's on your character sheet and you click on it, it should post it. All right, let's see what this says. When you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, gain a +2 damage. All right. D&D 5th edition dueling style shield. Does the dueling style prevent the use of a shield? The shield is not a weapon. This is designed to be a sword and board feature. Jeremy Crawford has spoken. Yes, you get your +2 damage.
Okay, I will start using that.
Right.
So I'm going to take first attack at the group of bats that are on me. See what happens.
All right, a 10. Not that swarms of bats have the best armor class, but it is higher than a 10.
Okay, we'll try the second attack.
Yeah, but it's lower than an 18, I'll tell you that much. You're trying, like, you kill a couple of bats with the first strike, but it's not really a meaty hit through the thick of the swarm. But the second time, you focus yourself, you become the leaf and you strike true. You deal 8 points of damage, enough to thin out the swarm a little bit, but it's still going strong. Anything else from you? Any bonus actions, movement, triggering 5 attacks of opportunity, etc.? Actually, swarms have a reach of 0, meaning the only one that you'd threaten that would get an attack of opportunity against you is the one that's trying to eat you right now.
In which case, I am gonna take move one square over and try to protect Alodia from the last
Skin bat. All right, nice. Mel, it's your turn. You're covered in bats.
I'm covered in bees.
What would you like to do?
As a bonus action, I'm going to disengage, and I'm going to here and attack the skin bat.
Okay, you are flanking the skin bat. Roll this attack with advantage.
17 hit.
Absolutely. 9 points of damage, and the horrific undead creature is no more. Now I can actually remove it from the initiative order, which is kind of nice. All right.
Yay!
You've used your action, you've moved a little bit, and you've used your bonus action. But remember, swarms have a reach of 0, which means you're free to move about the cabin if you'd like.
I will move about the cabin, step over the body of the skin bat, and end my turn.
All right. It's time for swarms of bats. You get a swarm of bats. You get a swarm of bats. I think everyone has their own unique swarm of bats. So, yeah, we'll continue with this. All right. Vagoon, they bite you.
Okay.
22. You take 3 points of damage.
Oh no.
Yep. Mel, they bite you. 6. No, that nothing happened. Ned, they bite you. 12. No, you're more heavily armored than that. And Elodia, they bite you. Or they would if they didn't get a 6.
Moved at all?
Was that Matt?
Yes, that was Matt.
All right. So, no joy. Yeah, a few nibbles here and there, but outside of that, you're good. Vagoon, it's your turn. You're covered in bats. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm assuming.
Go ahead.
Can I tell, like, since the skin bat was like killed, are they like calmer at all or anything?
Not without interference. Not without outside interference of any sort. Are you proficient in nature?
I might. No, I'm not.
All right. I'm just gonna say it's a little hard to tell when you're covered in bats.
Fair. What I'm gonna do then? I'm gonna try to use my my Hellfire sword, short sword,
Mm-hmm.
which is that, and I'm hoping that bats, they don't like light, so I'm gonna try to like swing the sword around at them to try to like spook them off.
Okay. Let me see if I can figure out a good way for this. Roll an attack roll, but we're gonna judge this off of your attack roll. This is not like with damage. This is just I'm using the attack result.
Okay, I'll roll 2.
Okay, yeah, wow. All right. The bats that are attacking you are disinclined to do so. They can't you don't notice any changes until the bat's turn. But you can definitely tell that they're shrieking and they're starting to flow away from you. We're going to call that your action. You have a bonus action and you have movement.
I'm gonna hang out where I am, but I'm gonna yell at all of my friends here to be like they don't like light, and then that's my turn.
Okay. Alodia, the skin bats are dead, and Vagoon is starting to chase them off with his glowing, creepy sword. This may be your moment to play the song of Bats Please Don't Eat Us.
Yes, she's very disappointed about the bats, but she's more disappointed in herself for not being able to perform under pressure. Like, this is just the thing that caused her so much pain and suffering. So she's gonna grit her teeth, but she's gonna try this again.
All right, roll it. Performance. Okay.
Ta-da!
You whip up a melody on the spot that sounds something like, And yeah, they shriek and they continue to disperse.
Well, it kind of hurts that they're not like being a captive audience of the melody. You know, that's fine. They can leave the theater. I mean, cave.
I will say
that's-
the acoustics in here, they're working.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a note of that. Yeah. Get all the bats out of here. That's
Concerts under the graveyard. Would you like to move? If you do, the bats that are on you will get a free attack with disadvantage.
just gonna cry and continue to play.
Okay, crying is a free action. Ned, it's your turn. You believe the bats may be dispersing, they may be falling back, but you can't tell until their turn.
So, given what Vagoon has kind of shouted at me, I'm going to grab my torch and I'm going to start waving it at the bats around me and around Elodia to see if I can kind of make them disperse.
Okay. Sort of a tougher ask. You don't have a skill that...
I have animal handling.
Oh yeah, absolutely, do that. By all means. Natural 20! Okay, yeah, this is a triple combo. They are absolutely dispersing. But again, you won't see the results until their turn. It's gone from like, okay, disadvantage, to okay, they might choose to disengage, to okay, they want to leave now, thank you. Anything else from Ned, or I mean, you've already accomplished a lot. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Mel, anything to add to this alchemy of Bat Be Gone?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a knowledge nature check. See if there's anything else I can.
Okay.
Oh.
Should not have had advantage, but we
not.
take the first result. If you have like a thunder spell of any kind, they would not like that at all.
I do not have a spell.
All right. Do you have any other way to make a really loud noise?
I can bang my shield with my short sword.
Okay, great.
And my short sword has light on it, so I can kind of like shine the light at them and then bang the
Okay.
shield.
Yeah, even better. Make a short sword attack to combine those two techniques. Not the best result in the world, but by your efforts combined, the bats all disperse. They flee, they break apart, they're no longer acting as coherent swarms. They scatter in confusion, not returning to their usual roost. Some of them fly out into the daylight out of just abject terror of the overstim that's hitting them. The others find deeper recesses within the cave in which to retreat. We're going to go ahead and call this combat over. You are successful. Let's take a 5-minute break. Everyone can grab some water, so on and so forth. And then you can proceed into the catacombs. Well done. We will be right back.
Perfect.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. If you're just joining us, our heroes are underneath a graveyard catacomb. They're looking for something that has caused corpses to rise infested with maggots from the very soil. They just killed some creepy undead skin bats and drove off the bats that were summoned by the skin bats. They're ready to proceed into the catacombs where some sort of unholy green fire awaits them. Let's go ahead and stick in initiative order for the time being, just because it's, you know, nice and organized and all that stuff. So let's go back up to the top. After the dust settles from the fight, Ned, what would you like to do?
So Ned is going to just, first of all, just look around his companions, make sure no one's seriously injured and needs kind of to borrow a potion of healing or anything. It looks like everyone's okay for now. So he is going to start to explore further down the cavern, back to where he saw the. If I get that right, it should be about 30 feet. Back to where they could see the bridge and the fire surrounding the castle.
You've got eyes from here. You can see the spookiness. There's a glowing green flame torch right here. There's another one right here. And there's this giant sheet of green fire. Mel, what would you like to do?
What I would like to do, I would like to. He mentioned there was a fire down there. I want to investigate that, but before I investigate that, I guess investigating the skin bats. I'm gonna just get eyes on what he was talking about. So I'm gonna move down, kind of behind him to this spot right here, so I can take.
All right. Again,
at the lantern.
You see a crevasse. You see a sheet of green fire. You see now 3 green flame torches.
Do I passive perception any?
You do not. Even with a 23.
Sweet. Then I'm probably just going to use a bonus action to move. So 5 feet to finish my movement, and then use a bonus action just to get better look in the room.
Right.
And then I guess I move bonus action, so I'll take an action to hide.
Okay, roll stealth.
That was a little bit.
18.
But I don't know that.
You don't know. Well, you know, really the way I should do that is I should just say you are now in stealth mode, and as soon as there's a chance you could be detected, I make you roll it.
Yeah, or you should just roll for us, because technically we shouldn't know how well we're.
I could, but that sounds like more work.
Touche.
The principle is strong, but I'm already DMing and producing a show, so for the time being, I accept the break in verisimilitude. Begun, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Alright, I'm just gonna try to get as far, like, as close to, the, like, weird glowy fire as I can.
Alright, so your move speed is 30, correct?
Yes. So
the closest
I
you
can
could
go
get,
here.
and then you can use your action to dash if you want. And then you could use your bonus action as a rogue to dash even further.
Yeah, let's
You know,
just get as close as we can.
Just, you know, run right into it.
Right there. Okay.
All right, as you get close, it's pretty hot. It's extremely hot. In fact, if you can feel when you get to about, let's say, like here, you can tell that if you get much closer, you're going to be on fire.
So he quickly backs up and hangs out about there.
Okay.
And he'll let the others know that going close is probably a bad idea.
It's very hot. Now you're right next to this. Oh, I almost picked you up. This green flame torch. Again, there's another one over
here. Okay.
Now that would only take... No, yeah, that takes up everything. So you're done. Elodia, it is your turn.
Okay. Elodia's not made... Well, first of all, she's mainlining healing potions right now. She's just...
How many would you like to drink, and how many do you have?
Actually, I have 3, and I'd like to take 1.
All right, roll 2d4 plus 2. 7. You heal 7 health, putting you up to 24 out of 27.
That is fine. Yes.
And I
She
do-
hasn't made it far. Oh, yes, sorry.
I do potions as a bonus action, so you still have your movement and an action.
Thank you. She hasn't made it far enough into the cavern to even know what's down there, and I don't know if people have been relating what's down there. I know there's something hot.
It has
So,
been relayed. The
okay.
presence of a mysterious stone structure and a sheet of green flame has been communicated.
I'm going to, well, first of all, I'll go this far and see what I can see. Okay, well, I'm going to cautiously, move the rest of the way. I'll move to here. So does the torch look like it's burning with the same fire that the door is? Why can't I hear anybody anymore?
No, I think Gnome's audio's cut out.
Yeah.
I-
Everybody gain 1 experience point for me leaving myself on mute. All right. Yeah. The torch burns with the same fire as the wall of flame, blocking the entrance to the structure.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I know anything about this fire?
Yes. Go ahead and roll. A
Nope.
9. This is not natural. Congratulations.
It is hot.
That's all you've deciphered from your studies thus far. That ought to just about do it for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then, right. The flame, as Vaegun walks next to it, the flame seems to lean towards the bugbear. An unearthly whisper passes over everything. All the torches flare up with a spark of light, and the same eerie green illumination rises from the crevasse that runs through. You notice now there's runes on this bridge. The crevasse illuminates with green unholy light, and you hear a clattering sound as if thousands upon thousands of bones are rumbling against each other and assembling.
Get back, move back.
It's gonna, roll some secret stuff here. Don't mind. Nothing
Is it
to worry
too
about.
late to leave?
Nothing to worry about at all. Okay, I got a 22. Yeah, that's something to worry about. All right, cool. So, from the pits, a swarm of bones scrambles up in a pile, in a gigantic column, a skeletal swarm. Every so often, it forms itself into a coherent skeleton armed with a weapon of some kind that lashes out. They form this round, and they're just continuously forming and then collapsing back into this pile as they rise from the depths. The green lamp oozing its light down into the crevasse. They don't get to attack this round, but they manifest this round. Ned, what would you like to do? You're sort of near the back.
So Ned is going to charge the skeleton swarm and try to start breaking it up before it can really form.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself and make an attack.
I think. So attack with his longsword.
Ooh, a natural 20 with the dueling style and everything. For a total, not the best roll in the entire universe, but a total of 8 points of damage. The slashing damage doesn't do much against this gigantic amalgamation of bone. It has resistance to your attack. You only inflict 4 points of damage with your first attack.
And so he's going to try this again.
Right, roll it. A 7. You just slash and you hit some bones and they shatter, but it's not enough to do a true telling blow against the skeletal swarm. You've moved and you've attacked twice. Unless you have a bonus action, your turn is over.
Nope. That's it.
Mel, it's your turn. 2 skeletal swarms have formed on either side of the stone passage. What would you like to do? Talking, you're muted.
Sorry, Matt was talking to me.
Gotcha.
Yes. So, what I noticed that these torches start flaring up when we got close to the green wall, and it's the same type of eerie fire. And you said these flames are like cascading down into these crevasses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna take out my hand crossbow and I'm gonna try and shoot this green. It's like a torch that's holding the green fire up, or is it like a?
It's like a. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and shoot whatever's holding, like the brazier or whatever, in order to try and destroy the fire.
Okay.
To like destroy.
Roll it.
Okay, get my character sheet up. Not advantage. Do I add sneak? No sneak attack for this, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The shot goes wide. It's a fairly narrow target. It bounces against this stalactite. Minimal effect. That was your action. You have movement. You have a bonus action. What would you like to do? You're also no longer stealthed because you shot.
Yes. Oh, so would I technically? No, I wouldn't have had it.
Yes, you have advantage to shoot the inanimate object.
I mean, really?
No, I'm being facetious. I apologize.
Okay. Then I am just going to.
Right. Move. And you have a bonus action. Anything with that?
I'm gonna move there and hide.
Okay, roll stealth. 10. Not the greatest. Passive perception starts at 10, so, we'll see. Bagoon, you're surrounded by 2 gigantic columns of flowing skeletal parts. What would you like to do?
So have they taken a turn yet?
They took their first turn to assemble themselves, but they had summoning sickness, so they didn't get to attack.
Okay. And I'm standing next to one of the glowy torches, correct?
Correct. The spooky green torch.
I'm gonna try to like knock it over or extinguish it in some way.
Okay. As you reach out towards it, the flame leeches into your very flesh, corrupting and rotting away your body. And the life force coursing through your veins extinguishes its fire, but not before you take a couple of 8 points of necrotic damage.
Would this be something? Would I be able to see this attack by chance?
Yes.
So I have what's it called?
Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge. So I take half. So 4, right?
Yeah, you use your reaction and you take half damage.
Okay. I'll do that then.
I'll just put like a dead torch icon on it, just so we know.
Did we notice anything that happened when the torch went out?
Yes, the firewall blocking entrance to the structure flickers.
Okay.
Does anything happen with the skeletons?
No.
Ah.
However, the green light stops flowing out of this torch into the skeleton.
Interesting.
Oh, I think that's
actually. You know what? They start to lose some of their shape. They start to lose some of their form. They take some damage.
Okay, cool. And then that's it for me, right?
We'll call that an item interaction to do that, which means that you still have your action. You basically have the rest of your turn, but you cannot manipulate another object.
Okay. I'll attack this group of skeletons then.
Mm-hmm.
The one I don't know how to select it. I'm sorry, but the one towards the bottom. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no worries. And this will be a sneak attack, but it will not have advantage.
Okay. A sneak attack.
Wow. Okay, that's another crit. Wow. Okay, so 24 plus 13 comes out to 37 points of damage as you just drive this Hellfire short sword right through it. It does have resistance to piercing damage, unfortunately, so you only inflict 18 points of damage, but it's still a hell of a hit. The thing is now breaking apart. You've reduced it below half health, which means its attacks will do less damage. Half as much damage, in fact. Well done. You still have a bonus action and your movement.
Okay, I'm gonna try to, like, I'm just gonna try to hide. So I'm gonna go. Oh wait, what did I just do? Went to measure. Okay, there, and then. Oh man, I'm really bad at this. Okay.
That's all good.
I'm gonna try to. Oh my gosh.
Switch to the
Okay,
pointer, the select
it.
move. Yeah, switch to select move and then click
Oh.
once. Don't click and hold. You got it. You got it. Were you trying to
Okay.
move to this square right here? You were here.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm moving everywhere.
Hey,
okay.
get back in there.
I don't know what I'm doing. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
moving the.
teleporting. Yeah.
I'm moving. It keeps moving down.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
fix it. I'll fix it. There we
Sorry.
go. No worries.
There we go. Yeah, and I'm gonna move there and try to hide.
All right, roll a stealth check
Stealth.
on your skills. Natural. Wow. Okay, cool. The technology gods know their own. You vanish entirely. There are people in your life who forget you exist. You vanish so completely. All right, Elodia, it's your turn. The bugbear extinguished one of the green flame torches at the cost of some of his own life force, but it does seem to have weakened the skeletal swarm as well as the flame barrier blocking your way.
And then 2 of my party disappeared.
Well, okay,
I don't-
you can still totally see. What's your passive perception?
10.
Yeah, you can still see, Mel.
Okay.
Just barely.
Well, one of them did, and I
Mhm.
don't know how to feel about that. But there's pressing things, and since this seemed to work, I'm gonna do the same thing, but with Mage Hand. And I think I can do it. It's a 30-foot range, so I should be able to do it from where I'm standing. Now, is the Mage Hand powerful enough just to push it over?
The mage hand knocks it over, but the flame does not go out.
The first one did, but this one did. Oh, so it has to be a human hand, or a not magey hand.
The only thing you've seen so far that can quench it is sweet, sweet, delicious life force. There could be other options, but you have yet to discover them.
So did the flame reach out and zap some life from him and then just dissipate, or did he have to use an action to knock it over afterwards?
He used an item interaction to try to quench the flame. When he did, it jumped in, leached away some of his life force, and went out.
I see. Got it.
Yep. So, Elodia, you use an action to cast Mage Hand. You summon the Mage Hand. You knock it over, but the fire seems completely unaffected. You have a bonus action, and you have movement remaining.
Yes. I'm just gonna back up and not hide. Oops.
You switch to the select move tool. You should be able to. All right. But where you are right now, you're not really hidden. You're just sort of pressed against a wall. If you want to hide, you could move around a corner here. You could move around a corner here. But here, like, you're sort of in plain sight of both of them.
Yeah. I think I don't want to get too far away because then I'll have to use all my movement to get back. I'm hoping they're just not going to go for me. Yeah, that's the kind of deluded positive thinking that I think she's into. So yeah, let's just do that.
All right, the power of positive thinking.
That's right.
And now it is time for the skeletal swarms. They actually get to do stuff. Well, one of them would try to eat Vagoon, but he doesn't exist anymore. So instead, it's gonna clamber out of here and just descend on Ned. It's just, you're surrounded. The clattering is overwhelming. You can't hear a thing aside from just skeleton noises. Over and over on loop. So you're deafened while they attack you. And they attack you. They're going to, let's just look at the deafened condition real quick. You can't hear, and you automatically fail any ability check that requires hearing. So none of your party members can really communicate very well with you. But it has been reduced below half health, so it's going to try to just slash the crap out of you. Survey says does a 17 hit you with your shield?
Does not.
All right, you hold up your shield and you get battered by a wave of half-formed skeletons that emerge and then sink back in to become one with this gigantic pile. But you hold strong against their assault. That again, you can't hear a single thing. You know what's actually hilarious about this encounter, Acer? Is that the skeletal swarm has a passive perception of 9. Meaning that it actually can't detect Mel, which means there's only one target left on the battlefield that it can detect.
Oh,
like,
God.
so it just comes right towards you. And you're surrounded by this clattering, spooky noise. You can't hear a thing, and they're going to try to slash the crap out of you. Fortunately for you, they're pretty ineffective. You're buffeted, and you hear this clattering, but you manage to protect yourself. And aside from a few minor cuts and bruises, you take no damage on your turn. Next up, Ned. You're surrounded by spooky, scary skeletons. What would you like to do?
So the first thing Ned is going to do, he has no idea that that he's being deaf, and he just thinks it's a loud noise. He's going to shout to the rest of his party, even though they can't hear him, and say, "Focus on the lamps. I'll deal with the skeletons. I've got them."
So they actually can hear you. You just can't hear them because of all the spooky, scary skeleton noise.
Okay.
So your strategy is effective. Go ahead.
And so then he's going to take his attacks on the skeleton swarm that is attacking him.
All right, go ahead and roll it. 22. Slash! Only 4 points of damage. They're resistant to slashing damage. Roll again. 20. Another 4 points of damage. Bit by bit, you're chipping it away. Slowly whittling it down, but it is yet to be defeated. Any bonus actions or anything else from you, or are you set?
I am set.
All right. Mel, it's your turn. Both the skeletal swarms are occupied. What would you like to do?
What I am going to do is I'm going to move over, take 5. I'm going to move here with my first movement, part of my movement. You mind moving me while I have this set up?
Yeah, I got you. Done.
Perfect. And then, so this is how far out the flames will hit us.
10 feet from these squares.
Okay, 10 feet from these squares. So from these 3 squares?
Yeah.
Okay. 10 feet off. So going for this lamp is you're gonna get. Can we access this lamp from this thing, or do we have to be standing?
I'll let you sneak around the corner and get it from there, and then reach in. That seems fair. I will say, when this lamp went down, the wall of fire dimmed. It became less powerful.
Okay. See how much. I can do a bonus action to go there. So I could go there to there. Okay. So I'm going to use 15 feet of movement to move here. And then I'm going to use my item interaction to extinguish this lamp.
It saps your life force and inflicts 2d6 points of necrotic damage upon you.
Ugh.
You take 8 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, my. Yeah. I am bloodied.
Yep. Then continue your movement, just barely avoiding the... Also, the flames dim down even further, and the skeletal swarm attacking Ned collapses into nothingness, dissolving back into the pit.
Then I'm going to finish my movement, and then I'm going to use my action to extinguish the last one.
Okay. You take another 2d6 points of necrotic damage. For 6 damage.
The algorithm didn't kill me.
That said,
Right.
it's not the last one. There's another one over here.
Well, I'm not doing that one. I took my 2 for the team.
All right. The fire
And
wanes
that's-
even further. And that's your turn?
That's my turn.
All right. Excellent. Next up, Begun. It's your turn. There's one target that you can see all the way over here. It's currently in the process of trying. You can't see Alodia at all. She's just covered in spooky scariness. You can see one more green torch.
And the skeleton group hasn't been hit yet, correct?
The one attacking Alodia? Correct.
Yeah.
Also, one other thing. Your keen bugbear eyes can see more green light being cast all the way. Let me zoom out so I can. All the way over here.
Like is this like firewall light or is this torch light?
More torches. All the way over here.
In that case,
I'm sorry. When you extinguished that other torch, the skeletal swarm was diminished. It took a bunch of damage. Carry on.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna try to move over to help out Alodia, because I don't know what I did to make this not work for me anymore.
I'll move you just to. You want to move into melee? No, it's totally fine.
Yeah. So 10 feet from the thing.
You're attacking with stealth, and you have your flanking. So make this. This is a sneak attack, and you get advantage on this attack.
So I select advantage, and I know I only have piercing.
Yep. So you're going to inflict half damage. So you inflict 8 points of damage on the skeletal swarm.
Okay. Cool.
All right, and I believe that's it. Because you would need to use your bonus action to dash to move close enough, your movement and your action. So yeah, you are out of stuff. Alodia, the chat has granted you a healing surge using their points. So you heal 9 points of damage. You're up to full. It does not overheal, so you are up to full, and you're surrounded by just a clattering cavalcade of skeletons. You can't hear a thing aside from clankety clankety. What would you like to do?
Yes, she's feeling a lot of emotions right now.
That's fair.
Mind-numbing fear is one of them, but also a little ticked off that the rogue the cleric would run by to knock over the torches and leave the bard to fight the skeletons. But whatever. But I see the 2 fighters who are rolling really awesomely are coming to my aid. So composing this in her head, how the bard is going to dexterously evade the skeleton's grip and run and heal the selfish bastard who left her to fight them. I'm going to try and disengage, move to here. Well, actually, no, I'm going to try and move as close to this torch as I can.
Okay, so you got 30 feet of movement.
Okay, there.
It's a little hard to see. There's a pit in the way.
Oh, yes.
Now,
okay.
You are welcome to make an athletics check to jump over it if you'd like.
What is my athletics? Nope. I'm going the wrong way around.
Are you sure?
I am very, very sure.
The DC can't be that high.
How deep is the crevasse and how many skeletons are in it?
You cannot see the bottom.
Okay, well, screw that.
All right.
Actually, I can. Oh no, if I take double action, I can't heal him. So okay.
Well, actually, disengaging was an action. So you use your action to disengage, and then you moved to your full movement speed, which means you're done unless you use a bonus action.
Oh well, healing word is a bonus action.
It is.
I will heal Melchorus, and he should get 1d4 plus 3, I think.
Yes, and also I misread chat that healing boost was for Mel, so it was 9 points of healing. Alodia gets 3 of them. Mel take the other 6. We'll split the difference.
Oh, good.
And then you heal. Go ahead and roll healing word. If you click the spell, it should automatically roll. If not, just go ahead and roll the dice in the Roll20 roller.
Healing word.
Thank you, chat.
All right, 6 more points of damage.
Whew. I'm feeling better. 17.
That was a very brave and selfless thing for me to do, and I will make sure that everyone knows it when I get back.
It is very hot. If you move any further, you will be close enough to take damage from the wall of green fire. Much less damage than if you'd approached when all the torches were still lit, but damage nonetheless. All right, it is now time for the skeletal swarm. It's gonna just move to encapsulate both of you, and it's just gonna swarm the crap out of you guys.
Uh-oh.
It has not been reduced below half health, so it's going to do full damage with these attacks if it hits. Here's its attack against Vargoon. Survey says natural 1. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Yeah, so not only does it completely fail, but it sort of loses cohesion and falls apart into a pile that's going to take a moment to pick itself up, which means that with that natural 1, it also does not get to attack Ned. So that'll be it for me. Ned, it's your turn.
So Ned is looking at this with the skeleton pile and seeing that it's falling apart of its own accord, and is going to try and help it by smashing it twice with his longsword.
You look like you could use a hand. Thwack, thwack. All right, 7 points of damage divided in 2, 3 points of damage. Go again. Ooh, 12 points of damage divided in 2 is 6. You've now broken it.
That's actually a crit because I have.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you get to add one more d8 to that. So roll 1d8. Another 3 points of damage. Nice. Well done. Is that it for you? You've dealt a good amount of damage. All right. Next up, Mel. It's your turn. That wall of doom is much less doomful, but the remaining torches are in its area of effect. Or at least the one you can see is.
Okay, I believe if I move this way, well, if I move across this way, I won't be taking fire damage, correct?
Once you get to this square, you will.
Okay. So I would need to get to this square in order to not take fire.
Correct.
I can. I'll snap center. So 45 feet of movement.
All right. That's an action and a bonus action. Or an action and an action, however you want to split that. Go ahead and put yourself into position.
Do action, bonus action. I'll use my item interaction to knock it over and extinguish it.
Okay. You take 4 points of necrotic damage as it saps the life force from your very flesh. And now the curtain of let's not do that, shall we? Let's not move the entire map. Let's just avoid that. The curtain of flame is now so weak and so wispy that you can begin to see through it. And you see a shadowy, skeletal, shrouded, ectoplasmic figure watching from the other side.
Oh man, it's not great. I'm gonna move.
Moving, or is it just standing there?
It's go ahead.
Is its face moving too? Like, is it alive or just something just?
It's like
there that's inert?
It's floating and its head is moving as if it's watching you.
Okay.
So pretty spooky.
I am going to say thank you, Elodia, for healing me. Sorry for abandoning you. I just thought it was more pertinent to put up the green flames since it had a direct effect against the
She would never say that out loud. She's just going to be passive aggressive now for the next hour or so.
Then I will say thank you for the healing, Elodia. I really needed it. And then I will stealth with my action.
Okay, roll stealth. 18. Nice. You vanish into shadows. Next up, Vagoon. You're covered in bones. What would you like to do? Oh, you just extinguished a one of those things. The skeletal swarm is greatly reduced. It is crumbling. It is nearly destroyed.
I'm gonna hopefully fully destroy it. That would be nice.
That would
So
be
I'm
nice.
I'm gonna attack it. I don't have sneak on this.
You do have sneak because you have an
Okay.
ally in combat, but you do not have advantage because you don't
Okay.
have stealth.
So I'm gonna attack. And it did something.
Yeah, that's a lot of dice. 15 points of damage. It's piercing damage, so it's divided by 2, so 7 points of damage. Oh, it's so close. In fact, it is so close. If you'd like, you could use your reaction to finish it off.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. As it clambers around, you see just like half of a skeleton it reaches around in the pile for a head. It grabs a skull, attaches itself to its spine. The skull looks up only to see your boot closing down on it as it's crunched, and the bones drain back into their abyss.
Nice.
Well done. You haven't moved at all. You are welcome to move.
Can I move? I'm gonna try to move. I'm gonna move like as close to the danger area as I can.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Oh, I can move now. Nice.
Danger zone!
Cool.
Alright, so you were here, and that's 20 feet of movement. And yep,
Mhm.
that's right at the edge of we'll call that right at the edge of the danger zone.
Oh,
In fact,
okay.
like, you probably want to be over here instead, because if you
I'll
end
go
your
there.
yeah, alright, perfect. Whoosh. Whoosh. It's
Go
ahead.
We knocked over another torch, so would the area of effect be more 5 feet now?
no, the area of effect remains the same, but the damage has been vastly reduced.
Okay.
In fact, one more and it's gone. And you see this unearthly figure watching you, floating. It's just this skull of ectoplasm wearing a hood and a shroud of tattered garments, and its feet, it's got a spine and a ribcage and arms, but its lower extremities fade off into a wisp as it floats there, being incredibly spooky.
Oh, man.
You attacked, moved. You can use your bonus action to you can't really hide from there, but you could dash if you wanted. Are you happy with where you are, or anything else?
Binary?
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
I'm good there. Sorry.
All right.
I was reading.
Not to worry. Elodia, it's your turn.
I feel slightly. I mean, I don't really feel guilty for leaving them to fight the skeletons because they're the skeleton fighting crew. I'm not. A skeleton fighting crew. But I'm gonna ask them if they're okay, if they need any healing. First of all, I don't know if they took any damage at all.
No, I have 24 out of 31, but I'm not that bad.
Ned?
Ned is gonna kind of be the tough guy that he is and say, "It's a scratch."
Scratch your arms off.
Swoon?
Um,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take your word for it.
Mel is not a tough guy. He's gonna whisper, "I'm really hurt. I'm 13 out of 26."
Please! In some abstract system, I feel like I'm at exactly 50% of the punishment I could take.
Well, I didn't ask you, Mel, but okay. I can get the last torch if you want me to. And in fact, that's what I was gonna kind of do.
I would appreciate it. Whispering.
Right, whispering from your hidden spot where I can totally see you.
It's a stage whisper.
Say
Right.
whisper.
Right. Before I do, I'd like to roll an Arcana check to see if I know what the heck this thing actually is.
Sure. Roll it. 12. Well, I can tell you it's an undead. I can tell you it's incorporeal. I can tell you it's bound to this place. And with a 12, I can't tell you much more than that.
For my musings to everyone else. So where's the other torch? Is it way the heck? Is this it or is this it?
It's way the heck all the way up. I just almost
There.
abducted you. Yeah, it's that second one that you pinged. It's way the heck down there.
Can I move Can I use? Is it 60 feet? Yeah, it is. Okay. I'll go over and knock it over.
All right. You make your way all the way down. You extinguish it. It feasts upon your very flesh. Are you able to move yourself there, or do you want me to move your token?
I can move there. Sorry.
All right, no worries. The low price of 8 points of necrotic damage. Hey, look, there's another wall of fire blocking the other entrance.
Whoa.
Is a backdoor kit? Is it just as faint as the other one? Can I see through it?
Yes, and as you extinguish that torch, they flicker and go out.
Okay.
There are some other torches around, but it seems like you've destroyed enough of them to lower the barrier.
Sure. Well, if I tell these guys there's a back door and we sneak in the back door, I have a feeling that Mr. Spooky Pants at the front door will probably obviously see us coming.
There's a distinct possibility.
I'll try and get Mel's attention and signal to him that there's a back door with some incomprehensible hand gestures. Hopefully he'll understand.
All right.
Do I understand?
Roll an intelligence check, Mel. Actually, both of you roll an intelligence check. 12 to 16. I'm gonna call that close enough.
All right.
Just
I get the general gist. Oh, there's something there. I'm probably gonna take a look at it.
Ned, it's your turn. You are being watched by a spooky apparition. I'm gonna put the since this is the top of the initiative order, I'm gonna put the spooky apparition into the initiative order just so that, we can, for, purely role-playing purpose.
Yes, of course. Just roll.
Yeah. Wink. All right, Ned, it's your turn.
So Ned is just a simple boy. He doesn't really get the whole kind of undead thing. It's just more stuff to try and beat in combat. Though the fact that this thing doesn't seem to have any real legs is a little bit spooky to him. He also sees that Mel and the rest of the party seems to have kind of figured something out, and Elodia rather have figured something out. And so he's a little concerned that they're running off by themselves. So he is going to move. If I do this properly with the. So he's going to move his 30 feet down to here.
All right.
And try to just cut off, and he's going to kind of stare this thing in the face all the way, kind of daring it to kind of come out and attack. But in the meantime, trying to protect his party from any evil that might be coming their way.
There's a little bit of evil around. That's your movement. You have an action. You could dash to move again. You could dodge to raise your defenses. You could ready an action to smite something in the figurative rather than literal sense. What would you like to do? Yeah, Ixtapa, you still have an action if you'd like to use.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute.
That happens.
I was saying that Ned is going to ready. Ned has some hand axes, so he is going to ready an action. So if that thing moves just one step towards them, he's going to throw a hand axe and kind of plant it squarely between the thing's eyes.
All right. Good enough for me.
Visitors to my humble home. Are you here to take what's rightfully mine? Has the witch sent you?
Was obviously Mr. Spooky Pants speak. Doesn't do anything aside from that. Mel, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Can I peek around the corner and would I be able to see this thing?
Yeah, alt drag yourself so you're like peeking around the corner.
So I can like just peek around the corner and see it real quick. Okay, can I make a religion check?
Yes. Okay. Inside, you see like a workspace. It is ancient architecture. You think you see some religious elements, symbols of locusts and worms consuming things across the land, and great hordes in anger and rage. And you realize that this is indeed a shrine from the era of the demonic Imperium, when the Infernals ruled over the mortal world, and only small pockets of resistance like Ioth were able to fight back.
Oh,
And
boy.
this shrine in particular is dedicated to Tilabek, the ruin that walks, infernal of swarms and mobs.
Well, that's not good.
That was a bonus action to make that check, though you could use your action instead if you want.
No, that's bonus action. I will stay stealth, move at half speed this way, 15 feet. I'll use bonus action to move again, so I can kind of see. So, okay, so this is the doorway right here. Then I'm standing.
Correct.
Okay, so this would be. So I'll move out right here, kind of see into the room, and then I'll dart back this way. I'm like, eh.
All right. Nope.
So I'll go 15. And so can I try and do some like item interaction hand signals to Elodia to be like right in there?
Yeah, you can point, that's fine, and that's pretty easy to understand, the rough direction.
Are you trying to tell me that he's in there? Because I've already seen him in there.
Maybe talk to him.
I was actually thinking about it. So I'll give him the no duh sign.
A universal gesture across all
Yeah.
languages. Begun, it is your turn. You're not stealthed, neither is Ned, so the creature appears to have been addressing you when it spoke. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to like talk to it
All right.
and try to figure out like exactly like why it's hanging out in this particular spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's so important that like what is it that it like thinks it like belongs to or whatever.
Gotcha.
And yeah, what would I do to do that?
You could roll a persuasion check or a sense. Yeah, it would be persuasion to try to get it to talk.
Okay. Persuasion.
All right, 12. Not bad.
It's been so long. I am so small and diminished. And with each passing age, my memory fades, and I am less of what I was. When the great hosts marched before me over the iron palisades of the builders, tearing down their works and making meat of their people. Now I am all that remains. The witch seeks to become a queen and eat the sweet, sweet jelly of my grave.
That's a bad thing, right?
So I have a feeling this is the Tilabek dude, right?
Oh,
Am I? Well, I wouldn't know that Mel got the check actually, so I
right.
wouldn't know
And
that at all.
is your
but
character proficient in religion or history?
not at all?
Yeah, you have no context for this conversation at the moment, aside
Okay.
from exactly what the creature has said.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn over to Ned and just say like I think he's crazy, and then that's the end.
All right.
I might try to walk like a little bit closer, just kind of like sort of like do like kind of like a casual walk, just inch up a little bit.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself.
So I'm just gonna go like just kind of like just inch forward, try to get like close to him maybe, and then I'll end there.
Okay. Alodia, it is your turn. You've heard all of this. Its voice echoes throughout the chamber, so you're aware of the conversation as it has transpired.
Yes. What he said about the witch kind of confuses me because I'm not sure if her feasting on the jelly of the and all that is a good thing or a bad thing.
Mhm.
I'd like to do a history check to see if I know a little bit more about the story.
Okay. Roll history. All right. So, you have no context for a historical incident of a witch eating jelly and becoming a queen. That sounds kind of weird. Also, he said it was the jelly of his grave. That sounds pretty gross.
Yeah.
However, you do recognize this area. The era it's at least 500 years ago. And at that time, as I said, the world was dominated by the worshippers of the Infernals. Anyone who didn't obey the Infernals was crushed by their followers, or they formed highly protected pockets of resistance. Most of the big empires that were built up were dedicated to Infernals like Uzul and Zethius and these other great powers. But there was one necromancer who led a horde of barbarians and raiders. And every time that they burned a village, all the people in that village were given a choice: join or die. And so they just grew larger and larger, and they didn't build anything, they didn't create an empire, they just rampaged and destroyed and consumed everything in their path. And eventually, that powerful necromancer unearthed ancient secrets to transform himself into the undead and became a lich. But if you recall correctly, when the Infernals were banished from the mortal world, the lich's power was also broken. That's all the context you have. It doesn't really refer much to the witch or the jelly.
I'm going to peek into the back door there, which I believe is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
And just sort of talk loud enough so everyone can hear. I think we can get along here. I don't think there's any need for conflict here. First of all, if your memories are small, I can probably help you out with that. I've heard ballads and stories about the time of the Infernals, and I may be able. I'm really going out on a limb here. Are you looking for the lich guy? I can't quite remember his name, but is he around? Is he a secret? Let us help you. I mean, I'm sure I can help you out. I know a lot of things. What do you need? Do you need your memory built back up? Do you need me to write an awesome poem about you? Because I can do that. Let's try and help each other out here. I don't know where this is going, but I think keeping him talking is better than
all right.
outright fighting. So let's just ride this bus as far as it'll go.
Okay, I'll give you a persuasion or deception, your choice.
Persuasion. Yeah, let's go with persuasion.
Okay.
I don't have any inspiration, do I?
I think you used it up. You're not yeeting anyone, and you haven't spoken out loud the name of any elder power, so I don't think you get advantage at the time.
Fair enough.
Yes. That was me before. But it was so long ago. And I have felt the magic of the witch. She seeks to eat all that I once was and inherit that strength. And all the deeds that I have wrought will be forgotten. And all the works of my hand and my power will be forgotten. But if she is not destroyed, she will bring them to your world anew.
Oh. So you're saying if you don't do it, she's gonna do it, basically. That's...
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell us more about the witch.
Her stench is about you. She sent you here with her magics.
guy called Francois. He was just a healer in the village. Are you saying that that was her?
Lies.
Ah.
You
then if
are
she's-
deceived.
If she's up there, then why isn't she actively trying to do this on her own, or does she have to kill you off first?
She fears me.
But you just said you can't do anything. You can't really do anything right now.
She is a fool.
Okay. Can you talk a little more expositionally and a lot less cryptically? I mean,
The witch sent you here to seek the source of the evil above. The evil above is the work of mortals turning on each other, blood spilt upon their lands, brother turned against brother. But in truth, she seeks the urn that contained my mortal remnants before I changed and ascended. And if she feasts on its contents, she will inherit that power stolen from me and wreak even greater havoc upon your world. She must be killed.
all right. Two final questions before I hand it off to somebody else. Where would that urn be? And B, you're not trying to pull one over, sorry, you sneaky devil, you.
Roll a sense motive check.
And what
Insight.
check?
Insight.
Insight. Sense motive is what it was called in 3rd edition.
Yes. Can I also roll an insight check?
Sure.
Fagan just figured out what's happening. Just wanna,
Vegan's like,
just wanna put that out.
oh.
Just now figured it out.
All right. All right. So it's hard to read a creature with no real face.
Mhm.
It seems very earnest. The hate in its voice is very real. And even with a 16, Mel, it's hard for you to get a read as the creature floats in a shrine dedicated to the infernal of mobs and violence and locust swarms and people turning against each other.
Fair enough.
Also, you notice a big old urn sitting in the corner, right over there.
Huh.
Kind of tucked in a pile with some, chests and such.
Good to know.
Yep. All right. Elodia, if it's all right, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ned, it's your turn. They're talking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so Ned doesn't really get all this magic-y stuff, but he is going to just make one comment that his parents taught him right when he was growing up, and witch is not a term we use nowadays. That people find that offensive, and he would appreciate it if the creature would stop using that word. And then he's been thinking, and kind of like as the story's been told about how everybody wants this urn, he's thinking, and he's going to ask this question: well, what would happen if we just happened? I don't know, just throwing it out there. If we just set fire to the urn and just burnt it.
The apparition floats and just stares at you. And again, it's hard to get the read on an ethereal entity, but you're pretty sure that's not a pleasant look it's giving you.
Don't mind Ned. He's a kidder. He's a joker, right, Ned? That was a joke, right, Ned?
Sure.
Roll a deception check, Ned. Anything else, Ned?
Ned is just going to make sure he's holding his shield pretty tightly, just in case, because you never know what's going to happen next.
All right, you haven't used your action. You've made an insightful and true comment, and you've made a mediocre deception check. What would you like to use with your action?
So, as his action, Ned is going to try and kind of puff himself up a little bit, look more intimidating, to try and ward off any kind of unfortunate activities that might happen next. And he's wearing his father's cloak, which is this kind of, it's just going to billow out magically behind him. There's no breeze at all. But it's going to kind of just look the part of the kind of like the veteran fighter that he would like to be seen as.
Okay, nice. Roll an intimidation check. Oh wow, you look stunning. You look like there's some theme music somewhere in the background. Nobody knows where that came from. Okay. The shade glares at you for a moment, circles back to Elodia.
If you do not destroy her, she will unleash annihilation on your land that will make this war look like a child's quarrel. Could you just do that for me? That'd be great. Thanks.
Sure. I don't know if you know this, but witches are pretty big and powerful, and you know, if you could give us something that would help us defeat her, that would be awesome. Because, you know, if she just kills all four of us, then you're screwed, basically.
Will you accept my blessing?
Oh, well, what would that entail exactly? Please be very specific.
I will place an aura of power upon you that will descend over her and consume and bind her magic.
A, on a scale of 1 to 10, how evil is this? And B, is it permanent?
Evil is a very limited moral framework. Are we talking about a cultural sort of morrow of what constitutes evil? Is this some sort of an honor clause that you're concerned about here? Because objectively speaking, good and evil are just different philosophical approaches. After all, an action taken that one believes to cause greater good for more humans or more entities may in fact cause intense suffering to a small number. Is that action in and of itself good or evil? But power itself is just a means to an end, and it is those ends that define whether or not one's means are good or evil.
Put that as a 9 out of 10.
Correct!
All right, but okay. I don't know.
The power will depart from you as soon as it descends upon her.
What if I do really horrible things in the meantime?
I mean, again, horrible is sort of a, generalization, don't you think?
Ugh. Infernals. Okay, can we just have a group discussion about this? Because this is a pretty big, Oh, wait a minute. Once we destroy her, what happens to you?
I will linger, as I have these aeons.
Okay. All right. Sure. I think we need a group meeting.
Speak.
With the ghost.
No, the four of us. The corporeal group.
Okay,
needs
gotcha.
to talk about this. This is a big decision. I think you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, we have to decide who of us is going to take this blessing, right? This is not about whether or not we're going to do it, right? Because
do we all get the blessing, or do just one of us has to take his blessing?
All those who will accept the power will receive the power.
Okay.
How much power do we need?
Vagoon has an idea here. Vagoon has an idea. So
group meeting. Let's meet away from the shadowy.
Does this idea involve Vagoon rallying with the party? Because if so, you guys can all meet in a location of your choosing, as long as you don't enter the building.
It would probably be better if Vagoon said this plan not by the ghost man.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Go ahead and rally up.
Okay.
Does this spot count as entering the building? Space.
Oh, there.
If you cross the threshold.
This one is not. That doesn't count as entering the building.
If you cross the threshold, you have entered the building.
Okay. Can I make a combination knowledge, history, and religion?
You can roll those. They'll give you different information. What information are you trying to see if you know?
I'll try to get a more complete picture because you kept saying when Elodia was doing her thing that she didn't have context. And I'm thinking maybe if I use my knowledge and religion skills, I can get context.
Okay. But, like, what question are you trying to answer? Context, mostly because I've said a lot of stuff and I don't remember everything that I've said, but I do know the story, so...
Just a quick recap of what's going on. Is that this is effectively a lich from a long time ago that lost a lot of his power, so now he's just kind of a specter of herself.
Mhm.
The clericy lady who set us on this quest because the maggots are rising, she's saying that there's something down here that's causing it. He is saying it's not down here that's causing it, it's the men killing themselves up there that's doing this, and I'm just existing down here. But she wants my power so that way she can unleash horrid power upon the world. So what would happen if someone were to eat his, like if she were to eat, what would happen?
Okay, that'd be an Arcana check.
Okay, Arcana it is.
Thinking swarms.
19. Okay, there really is no backlog for eating the mortal remains of a mummified lich. This is sort of uncharted territory. Under normal circumstances, if you ate that stuff, you'd probably get really sick and die. If you had some sort of a magical ritual, it stands to reason that it would contain some sort of essence of the power of the lich in the first place. If you yourself were trying to become a lich, it might be part of a way to do so. But it would take some extra magical installation and circles and research and experimentation. If you just ate it, most mortals would just die.
But would the lich be destroyed?
Would the lich be destroyed? Well, I mean, the thing is, it's not really a lich anymore. This thing, again, is some sort of a shade. If you destroyed its mortal remains, it probably would disconnect it from the mortal realm and it would pass to the underworld. If you ate it, it might possess you. You're totally not sure. Again, it's sort of uncharted territory. But if you destroyed the remains, it would probably destroy the entity.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna put this.
Is this far enough away to not have or should we just go out of the cavern completely? I don't want him listening to what we're talking about.
I can see him looking at us through the window.
He's totally just creeping Scooby-Doo style from the side.
Well, we could totally just go back to the entrance.
Yeah, can we just say that we move back into the cavern?
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about actually doing it. You guys move further back as you see these eyes trying real hard to be subtle.
You can see his, if he had fingers, they'd be creeping over the windowsill. His eyes are just coming.
He's incorporeal, so his model, when he's in the prone position, his model actually sort of clips through the wall.
Yeah.
All right, so you move to a safe distance where he can't spy on you. Discuss.
So I think we should take out the witch and then come back, see what's up. And I mean, we could probably take him out too. I'm just curious.
Vagan agrees with this plan. He absolutely agrees with this plan. Kill the witch, then come down. Sorry, not witch, wizard lady. My bad, Ned. And then you come down, and then we kill this guy. That way, there's no evils.
Right. We may not have to kill him. Now we have to consider the fact that if we kill the witch, maybe he. Well, I have a feeling that it'll probably be okay. He won't get all his power back and release swarms of skeleton bats on everyone. But yeah, I think going after the witch is good. Now, I mean, we can go there. Instead of just busting down the door, just to talk a bit with Francois and maybe see what's up, just in case he is lying. Here's the next question. the getting his blessing, should we? And if so, who gets it? And how many of us get it?
Vagan thinks that's a really bad idea. That's just Vagan. Vagan's not taking blessing.
I mean, anyone who gets the blessing might be possessed. Here's another question: if if what he says is true, if we're to believe him, then he's been down here for 500 years, and she's been up there for however long, and she apparently wants his power. What is to stop her from coming down here and trying to get it? But an even more pertinent question is, why hasn't he left here? Obviously, there's something that keeps him here.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps, like, messing with the status quo might not, like, obviously there's a status quo with it. So perhaps just leaving the status quo might be the best course of action.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me make an can I make an
Tried.
I'm sorry?
We can just ask him why she hasn't tried. Because
That's true.
That's a good point. I think he should answer that.
She, I think you asked that earlier, and his answer was,
She fears me.
Okay. Can I make a knowledge arcana check about incorporeal creatures? About how they function?
yes. 20. All right. Incorporeal creatures are a varied bunch. Like, it totally depends on the exact type. And what you're dealing with here is, again, there's not a lot of precedent for incorporeal lich vestiges, but based on everything, the evidence you've seen, it's safe to say he's probably bound here. Whether it's by, and it's probably not like a magical ritual. It's not like he was, sealed evil in a can. It's more like this place is relevant to his life and his undeath. And so, he's sort of haunting the place.
So kind of like throwing a fireball in the room might just, like, break his spirit connection.
It could. Like, it could set him free, could frag him. Also, there's an offer on the table from chat. Anybody who eats the lich goo gets inspiration, and any rolls involving attempts to eat the lich goo also get inspiration.
Interesting.
Talking about the grave jelly.
As for attacking an incorporeal, from what I know, are they immune to mundane weapon damage? Do you have to have a magic to hit them?
They
Or
have,
are they just
they have resistance. It's resistance.
Okay. Okay. So magical weapons, they have resistance to non-magical.
Correct.
Interesting.
Ned's been listening to all of this conversation, and he's kind of like he's very much uncomfortable about this whole thing, about the whole idea of doing deals with people that are evil. He's very much in the lawful good camp.
Mm-hmm.
His question back to the group is, why don't we just burn down his place now, and then we figure out what to do with the lady magic user later?
Because I think the lady magic user could probably frag us all.
I have a feeling the lady magic user is wanting to raise all of the dead army people somehow, but she needs this guy dead to do that. So maybe if we kill him, we might have to fight 1,000 dead soldiers, which would be hard. Bagging can't fight 1,000 dead soldiers.
It's a lot of work.
Actually, the ends justifies the means. If in the end it's net good, then how we get there doesn't matter.
Yeah.
How about that? Does that?
That sounds good.
Ned's not necessarily comfortable with that kind of philosophy, but he gets it. And because of that, he's willing to sacrifice himself to be the one to take the blessing, so the rest of the party can be saved.
Well, what if we just kill him? Then, if we're worried about him being evil, so what if we just kill him and then rest up a little bit before heading back? Because there's no timeline. She might come check on us. She might not. She might wait for us. And we can say that we come back with the item, and then we kind of figure out, hey, why do you want this? She's like, hey, you don't need to know why I want this. We can be like, hey, that's sus, bro. So, kick her off the...
But she could just take it from us. Like, he's keeping her in check. If he's gone, what's stopping her from just busting in here, taking that urn, and unleashing all manner of horrible things upon everyone?
I mean, if that's the case, I think it goes back to the status quo, that if they're both keeping each other in check, then we kind of just let the situation play out as is.
That sounds boring and not heroic and not the stuff of epic poetry.
So, I think Vagan is either he's gonna take one of his magic coins, and he's gonna flip it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it lands on heads, he's gonna walk towards the witch to kill the witch. And if it lands on tails, he's gonna walk towards the ghost dude to kill the ghost dude.
Okay. 1 is heads, 2 is tails. Roll 1d2. Or, flip a coin, whatever you want.
I'll do. I think I rolled it. 2.
That's tails, which I believe was walk towards the ghost.
All right.
Now,
Vagan's gonna start walking towards. He's gonna say I flipped a coin, and he's gonna start walking quite slowly over to the ghost.
No, bud. No, bad idea. Mel, back me up here. Mel.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself.
Thanks, Mel. Helpful as always.
Listen. I can still talk. Listen, Vagun, let's not jump to conclusions.
Okay.
I'm not with you, but I'm not against you either.
Okay.
I could go with either option. I'm true neutral. I swing always.
All right, so we have 1 vote for Lich Ghost is sus. That's Vagun's vote. What is Elodia's vote? Like, how would Elodia want to sell? Vagun's vote at this point is basically frag the shade and work your way from there.
Yeah, frag the shade, then frag the witch. Is Vagun's current head thinks.
Okay, what about Elodia?
Is feeling the temptation of feeling powerful for once in her life. She's tempted to take the blessing. She wants to frag the witch, like frag her hard with like some massive, awesome power, ghostly whatever power.
Mm-hmm.
And then come back, and then maybe get the Lich's life story, record it for him, then maybe kill him.
Okay, so we have a vote for next step. 1 vote for next step, go kill Lich Ghost. 1 vote for next step, go kill Witch. Or, female magic user lady. What is Ned's vote right now for next course of action?
So Ned is still not completely convinced by the take the blessing, kill the lady magic user approach. He thinks we should just burn this place to the ground and deal with the lady magic user later. Okay,
purge it with fire is sort of in the frag the Lich Ghost camp. So that's 2 votes for the frag the Lich Ghost camp. Where's does Mel have like an actual vote here? Is he weighing in on either side? Is he muted?
He was. So 2 people are saying frag the ghost, 1 person saying frag the witch.
For next steps, right? Like, not ruling anything out down the line, just like, what do we do next? Kill the ghost / purge this unholy sanctuary with fire. 1 vote for accept the awesome cosmic power, defeat the witch, and then, record the Lich's life story, figure out everything, and then maybe frag him afterwards. So, what do you vote for? Saying, like, in a world where all of our dramatic tensions would want to be wrapped up in, like, let's say the next 5 minutes.
Okay, I would go with Elodia, and I'd say, listen, I agree. Let's take this guy out. You know what I mean? Or either take him out or get his blessing, then go take the witch out. Or you know what? I like her idea. Let's get his blessing, go take the witch out, and then record his life story and then kill him. And
Vagan's okay with that plan too. So he's going to switch his vote to Lodia's plan.
And then Ned, you said that you would be the lawful good fighter and you're willing to take one for the team. And I agree with that, and I would love. No, I not love, but I respect, and I am on respect and honor of and admiration of your sacrifice, willing to take his blessing so that we can go kill this female magic. Because
Ned have like an existential crisis if you take his blessing. So maybe don't worry about it. I know you're just trying to be a nice guy, but Mama wants some power.
Well, that's enough to go around. That's what the lich said.
All right. How is Ned willing to go along with this plan?
Ned will go along with it, but he's going to turn around to Elodie and say, Elodie, I can't let you do this. I know you're a good person at heart. I was taught to protect.
Good person. Do you really know? How long have you known me, Ned? Just it's fine. You know what?
He believes that about everyone.
Ned, keep me in check. If I get super evil, like, you know, you might have to take me out, or you might have to talk me down, okay? So I think I need you to stay your good self. And she actually kind of believes that, because as much as she wants the power, she's worried about, you know, the damage to her mortal soul. But, you know, right now she's kind of like 50-50, you know?
Elodie, I couldn't live with myself.
Ned, shut up, I'm doing it. Love you, Ned, but I'm doing it.
I think the lady has spoken.
Yeah.
Ned's gonna look sadly down at the ground, feeling.
You have an important task here, Ned. I'm putting my mortal soul into your hands. That's a big ask. Okay.
Ned's gonna look down at his sword and kind of swear a silent oath to protect Elodia's mortal soul, no matter what happens.
Okay. Your choice, bless you. Okay, let's get going here. Like, you know, let's talking more blessy. Hey,
Vagan walks up to the ghost and says she wants to take the blessing thing, and then and he says do it, and points at Elodia.
Yes, certainly. I was not eavesdropping this entire time. I was not frustrated by your distant proximity. Yes.
All right. So because we are down to like 2 minutes, is everyone okay if I Mass Effect this?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Under normal circumstances, we play the whole thing out, but given that we are in fact short on time, the power of the infernal Tillabek descends upon you, and as you receive this blessing.
Wait, as he is about to perform the ritual to give the blessing to her, Mel is going to run next to the urn, take it in hand, take the top off, look at him and say, "We don't need your blessing if I have it myself." And he's going to eat the contents in the urn.
He did it. He did the thing.
Ned's just going to shout, "No!"
All right, I'm going to give everyone one chance to react to this. So Ned goes, "No!"
If Ned has one chance to react, he's also going to try and throw a hand axe at the urn to break it before.
I thought you were gonna say at Mel.
Before Mel.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Chat gave advantage to anyone trying to eat the goo, so I'm going to turn that into disadvantage in your attempt to destroy it. Otherwise, we'd let this ride. So roll a hand axe check with disadvantage.
I'm also going to use lucky.
So roll. Okay, just roll 3 attacks and take the best of them. Just roll 3 separate attacks and just take the best. A 12. A 12 is good enough to hit it. Okay. All right, you throw and the urn cracks, and this mixture of amber and black laced ochre scintillating light with a skull floating in the middle of it oozes out of the urn and begins to engulf Mel. Bagoon, you get one chance to respond to all of this. What do you do?
So like a giant skull is eating Mel at the moment?
It's a normal sized skull surrounded by a bunch of goo.
Gotcha, and it's eating Mel.
It's flowing over Mel. You're not sure if like digestion is occurring. If you zoom in on the map right where Mel is, you can kind of see it.
I see.
I'll put it out here. This is what it looks like.
Oh, that's kind of creepy.
You know, it's not that big. It's a normal size skull, but you know.
Well, Vagan's gonna step forward while this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to shank the ghost guy in the face.
This is a magic attack. This is an assassination because he didn't see it coming. Roll an attack with advantage, and if you hit, it's an automatic critical hit.
And is this a sneak attack?
This is a sneak attack. You get to actually do the thing that assassin rogues do.
Hey.
I like how in the last like 3 minutes of this episode, it just goes absolutely bonkers. Just roll a second attack, and we're gonna combine the damage.
Okay. Oh wait, sorry, I did the same thing again.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You did everything completely right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
18 18 plus 14 is 32. Would you like to use your reaction to finish the ghost off?
Yeah, I would.
Tell me your story.
Okay. So God, I feel like we're gonna leave it. You know what? No, we'll give you a little bit more. So the goo flows over Mel, and Mel, roll a Constitution saving throw with advantage because you're attempting to absorb it. Mel, you with us? Are you muted, lad?
Good.
All right, we might have lost him. I'm not sure. Nomad, if you can hear me, unmute. All right, we'll Mass Effect the rest of this. So, the goo seeps into Mel's flesh, transforming him into something horrible and semi-translucent, mostly melting his flesh, but he does seem to merge with it somehow, becoming a gelatinous horror, with this blackened skull cracked over his own face and merged with his flesh. The creature managed to speak just part of the ritual. And so now, rats and bats and worms and spiders and creatures follow Elodia everywhere, reacting to her emotions. Which I imagine being followed by rats and bats and creatures would probably not make her happy. So they sort of follow her around.
Begin with, because we had a plan, and now it's all going to.
So they start, like, every single time that Elodia gets upset, they start eating things. Not Elodia, but they start like turning against everything nearby. Swarms manifest from the different creatures. They gather united by a malevolent intelligence and start to feast upon anything nearby, tearing it apart, reacting to her emotions. Vaegoon just defeated the shade of the Lich Tamo, which is great. But, you know, you're sort of left with this gelatinous horror creature. And meanwhile, as this violence tears everybody apart, up in the village, the villagers suddenly start gathering in their houses, agitated, angry, fearful, unaware of the power that drives them, as they get their torches and their pitchforks and they converge on the home of the village healer who's never been anything but kind and helpful to them. And as they close in and their chants of violence intensify, Ned shows up with his sword and his cape, watching the scene about to unfold. He places his hand on his hilt, cut to black.
Woo! We did it.
You did something.
Did we? Did we do it? I feel like I shouldn't have stabbed that guy. It might have been the witch. It might have been the witch. Might have been the right call.
Oh, good game, everybody. Thank you for playing.
We didn't die.
You didn't die. Well, I mean,
I think aren't we getting eaten currently by many things except for Elodia?
I think it's feasible for Vaegoon and Ned to escape. I don't know if Ned would leave Elodia. So like
Vaegoon absolutely will. Like...
Oh yeah, he yoink out of here. And then, you know, Mel is only somewhat Mel at this point.
I mean, Mel, he has a lot of knowledge already. He has a lot of skills. He's gonna figure a way through this, and he's gonna, with his power of will, get through it and take over this creature and become the new Lich.
All right, yeah. Arthas versus Ner'zhul, round 35.
I have queen.
Oh yeah, and then yeah, you're the swarm queen at this point. I feel like we don't even need to know the answer of what happens next. I'm satisfied with this outcome.
It was great.
Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for all of your support. Special thanks to our players, Binary, Acer, Ixtapa, and Nomedz. Thank you for supporting the Casters and Castles community. It's because of people like you that we can do what we do, and I'm glad that I got to share this adventure with you. It was a lot of fun. If you are following the channel and following us on Twitter, you can find out when the next game is going to be. If you're interested in participating in a community game, our subscribers are eligible to sign up whenever we have them. It's on sort of a on-off schedule. So if you hang out in the subscriber channel in our Discord server, you can find out when the next one is going to be. But this was a lot of fun. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for using your channel points. And on behalf of everyone on the Casters and Castles crew, have a great night.
Bye.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Bye.